Welcome, welcome, welcome to the inaugural episode of the revamped and renovated Technical Timeout. Still has that new show smell in here, but I've got one question for you and one question only. Are you ready to get down like a clown like Charlie Brown and turn your frown upside down? Because it's time to break forth the rhythm in the rhyme. It's time to put the kids to bed and wake up the neighbors. And it is time for the UEL to shine. So what do you say we get down to that UEL beatdown? I'm Logan Summit, and you're not. I'm formerly of ESPN, now dropping gravitas and knowledge bombs all over your earballs and eye drums like Missile Command made the wheel. So buckle up, because you've never been on a ride like this before, with a host who can rap and control the maestro and at the same time kick it old prime. But I digress. Look, I'm going to keep it humble like Kendrick, but I'm going to try my best like Drake. Let's get locked in. It's time for the week that was. Life moves pretty fast, and if you don't stop and look around, you could miss it. If you've ever needed an excuse to visit Saudi Arabia, this was your weekend. The Esports Awards were held on Saturday in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, in conjunction with the Esports World Cup. But don't worry, folks, don't worry. They plan on holding another Esports Awards event here stateside in Los Angeles. Not the City of Angels, by the way. Just wanted you to know. They never hold these things in Cleveland or Milwaukee. I wonder why. As I previously mentioned, the Esports World Cup closing ceremonies were on Sunday in Saudi Arabia. Champions were crowned. Shout out to FaZe Atlanta. Stevie Aoki and Kid Cudi were there cutting it up. On the ones and twos, the wheels of steel, all that nonsense. I'm sure somebody got a freaking cake in the face. P. Diddy wasn't able to attend. Go figure. And last but not least, Jules LeBron, no relation to James, has dropped the ball. Wait a second, you don't know who Jules is? She is the creator behind the catchphrase, very demure, very mindful. Yeah, that whole thing. By the way, P.S., very demure means being approachable. Yeah, you had to Google it. I know you did. Don't lie. Don't lie. But you would think, well, she is on her way to fame. She's going to be a millionaire, billionaire, trillionaire, right? Remember I said she dropped the ball? Well, she didn't trademark the phrase, and now someone has beat her to the punch. Look, even The Rock has trademarked the phrases smackdown and jabroni. Jules, what were you thinking? It doesn't matter what you were thinking. But I certainly hope you learned something. Kids, remember, trademark your catchphrases. And now it's time for the champ of the chump. It's time for the best and worst from the week that was, the champ of the chump. Let's get to some highlights, shall we? Oh yeah, the champ of the chump is brought to you by G Fuel. Go to gfuel.com and use code Logan to save up to 50%. Don't drink water. Fish go to the bathroom in there. Drink G Fuel. All right, let's get to it. Well, there's no clips from this week because the season 9 starts tomorrow. So your champ is, of course, the back-to-back champions of the league, the Reapers.
They start to go up, but he's moving up. He sees his opportunity. He's not taking shots. He's reaching their build. Here's another one of the... One down on each side. The Reapers win.
And as your Reapers are the champions, then that must make the old moon, new moon, a.k.a. the new look Cyclones, be the chumps.
Richie said, this is my game. I took yours and I'm taking mine. There he is. Young Goat.
That's right, Ricky Rock'em Sock'em, a.k.a. Pebbles. Oh, Ricky, you're so fine. You're so fine. You blow my mind. Hey, Ricky, what? Hey, Ricky, what? Getting it done for the Reapers, bringing it home. And the Reapers, will they be able to four-peat? I don't know. But I'll tell you right now, I'm taking out a trademark on the word four-peat. And that's the champ and the chump. The best and worst from the week that was. Now let's get to issues. Maybe we should talk about this in private. It's time for issues. Brought to you by Newer. Visit newer.com and use code Logan to save 20% off of all your creator needs and wants. Oh yeah, man. It's pro gear at amateur pricing. I'm using it in this very studio right now. So do yourself a favor. If you're a content creator, get over to newer.com and use code Logan. All right, issues is where we will discuss news, rumors, trades, and maybe even do a little bit of that trash talking. Today, there's not too much to talk about because season number 9 will start tomorrow. The race for $1 million begins mañana. But some things have happened, so let's dive in, shall we? The UEL has gone international. Oh yeah, baby. They've moved into their new digs and have a brand new arena in Virginia. Oh yeah, it's getting powered up this week. But they also announced brand new hubs in cities like Detroit, LA, Dallas, Raleigh, and then even dropped the big bomb that we've now opened up a hub in Nigeria, Africa. That's right, we are truly international. Can't stop, won't stop. The UEL is growing like a weed in concrete. You'll love to see it. Well, there's only one trade we want to talk about from the offseason. It's the only trade that anyone in the UEL is talking about. The new look, new moon, aka the Cyclones, and the very brand spanking new Blaze. All right, so here's the deal. Have you seen this trade? It's a little crazy. It's a head scratcher. Let's just put it this way. The Cyclones needed players, okay, after they released their entire roster. But they got panicked at the disco and made a ruh-roh mistake. Because from where I'm standing, this was a rash decision from everyone except the Blaze. The Cyclones received silver, but gave up everything but the kitchen sink. Look, silver's an ace at fighting games, but has proven to be a liability everywhere else on the wheel. So to get silver, 50 Cal gave Hollywood their first pick season 11, their second pick season 10, and even a fourth pick season 11 as well. So, they're good with fighters this season, sure. All right, I get that. But there's no foresight in this transaction. We have no idea where we will be in season 10, let alone season 11. That's a long ways away. We could be playing UEL on the moon. Gonna need some fresh Yeezys for that. I'm just saying, this isn't the NFL where the teams in the league are set in their ways. We know where they're going. No. This league has grown exponentially from season 8 to season 9, and here we are at a $1 million prize pool. So 2 seasons away to give up a first-round draft pick? Come on. I will be there at season 11 at the draft. And I will go over to 50 Cal with a wireless microphone in my hand, and I will poke that microphone in his face. And I will say, big day today, 50. Any regrets? And I'm pretty sure there's going to be more regrets than Britney Spears' followers on Instagram. I'm just saying. That trade was bad. Let's move on. Look, there's a rumor floating around the front office that the off-air tension between once teammates and ex-besties, the Cat in Hollywood, is coming to a head. And the league feels like they might have to step in. They're going to get involved one way or the other. And the UEL is looking to have the 2 former teammates go into arbitration with the likes of Dr. Phil. Well, maybe the Philmeister can get these two to discuss their feelings and hug it out, but I doubt it. Another issue that I have, the Old Moon turned Cyclones have yet to give the viewers and the league an explanation of why Chicken Tech was made to be baby in the corner and to sit alone like Tory Lanez at prom night at the finals. They were literally picked up just in free agency just to beat the Reapers. That's what they were there for. But they sat on the bench like a troubled child. And we have no explanation for why. Neither Chicken Tech has told us, the team hasn't told us, and the league has asked but haven't gotten the answers. I believe that we deserve answers. At this point, we just don't know. So you know what? Knowing's half the battle, and I'm going to need a little bit of info, please. Need the info. At the end of the day, Chicken Tech for season 10 got in his 87 Stingray and said, I'm on my way. And he landed with Click as their top 1-tier player. So to recap, New Moon, aka the Cyclones, sat a tier 1 player in the finals and lost. Inquiring minds want to know, we deserve an explanation. And now it's time for 5 questions. It's time for the personality portion of the program, and boy, do I love alliteration. It's time for 5 questions. And in the inaugural episode of 5 Questions, we've got a man who is legend, and I hope you're not lactose intolerant because this involves dairy in the UEL. He's also, well, let's call him a god at sports games. And he's not too shabby at racing. And you know what? Come to find out, and you will too, he started in Rainbow Six Siege. My friend, your friend, the current GM, and the numero uno of the LAX gods, it's AJ.
Yo, what's good? How you doing?
I am fantastic. How are you, sir?
I'm doing pretty well.
All right, are you ready to play 5 questions?
I am. I'm so ready.
All right, let's get into it. Numero uno. Why did you get into the UEL?
It was a Titus actually reached out to a to a college that we were all at, and I got the email from the college, and I looked at it, and me and a couple of my friends were like, "Yo, let's do it," you know, like kind of as a joke, to be honest.
Hold on. Were you trolling the UEL to start?
No, I was not. Okay. Not really. I didn't know what I was walking into, is what it was.
Okay.
That's what it was. But we were like, oh, a gaming team. I didn't know they had one at where we were. And we joined like this whole venue and everything, all the like Xboxes and stuff along the wall. We were like, well, what are we doing here? And I really only played Siege at that time, and I was like, I kind of want to just, poop on some people in Siege.
You know what? I am familiar with the Siege community, and I got to tell you, that pretty much echoes the entire Siege community. They join games just to poop on folks.
Yeah. But I was literally only on console at that time. I was kind of I played Siege. I played like a little bit of sports games like Madden. But
hey, I'm 46. I'm a console player too. Word up to consoles, baby.
Yeah, that was me for a long time. But I had to relearn all of them. I had to learn a whole new thing. I like I said, I had no idea what I was walking into, and it kind of just, we got our team together. We ended up winning that first tournament we were part of, like only being a month together. And
congratulations getting it done.
It kind of only skyrocketed from there. So
now you're a true end gamer. Before, you didn't even know what that meant. You're like, hold on, there was a movie. I think Harrison Ford was in it. What are we talking about here? Question number 2. It's time for you to teach me something. I need you to teach me how to Dougie. All right, not literally. I can't dance. I give it a 42.
I can't either. I was scared.
Yo, I could see your leg twitching, and it wasn't in a good way. You weren't getting stanky leg down there. No.
No, I'm nervous, man.
Don't put on your tap shoes quite yet, my friend. All right, I need you to teach me something about the UEL. As a neophyte commentator coming on in and being part of this community, what do I need to know?
I would get okay. I'll say that there's gonna be a lot of people that you see talk in Discord, talk wherever, even like in a post game interview, whatever it may be. They will say things that they think very highly of themselves of. So they'll say like they're very good at certain things, but they never live up to it. I wouldn't say never, but a lot of times these people do not live up to what they say they're good at. We've all done it though. I'll tell you, I've done it. Everybody's done it. They say they're amazing at something. They end up not being something. You watch, you'll watch like a stream, you'll commentate, whatever. And all that steam kind of just dies out that they blew up for themselves.
It fizzles out. So you're telling me that there's a little bit of false advertising here in the gaming universe in the UEL?
Yeah. It's they, like I said, it's a lot of times that happens with new people that come in, like they'll say like, oh, I'm, this and that.
Hold on. I think I know what you mean. Like, I'm Logan Summit and I'm the greatest commentator in esports history.
Yeah, and then we realize you're off. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, it's like that'll happen a lot. And like, if you're commentating something, you like all you know about them, you haven't seen them play, and all you've heard, just be prepared that you might not see the best gameplay from them.
All right,
that you expect.
All right, I'll keep my eyes open. Question number 3: I drop you on an island. Fortunately for you, there's a console on this island. What's the one game you want to play for the rest of your life? Doesn't have to be on the wheel. It can be any game, but you only can play one for the rest of your life. What is it?
It'd have to be Minecraft.
All right. How old are you? At least you didn't say Roblox.
Yeah, I'm 22. So yeah, Minecraft. Okay, so Minecraft. I like endless creativity. I don't have the greatest creativity, but you can do like whatever in that game. And like that game's gonna last forever. I think that would probably be the game that I choose.
All right, see, I'm 46, so Minecraft came out when I was like in my 20s or whatever. I miss Minecraft. I can actually say, well, I don't want to say it, but yeah, I might not have ever played Minecraft. I might not have ever
You're missing out.
Not once turned on Minecraft. I cannot lie.
You're missing out.
I don't know what I'm missing out on. What
it's like? Okay, well, I mean, you can build anything. You can explore forever and ever and ever. There's a lot of monsters and stuff you can kill.
You can do basically anything that you can create in your mind. You can put into a reality in the game of Minecraft. And you know what? That does make it want to live on forever. So I totally get that answer. Minecraft, if you can think it, you can put it into play in Minecraft in some way, right?
If I'm on that island, I can recreate the island.
Oh, maybe you could make a bigger island. The only problem is you can't get any water from Minecraft.
Yeah.
So you might die on that island, but it's gonna be a good 2 weeks of gaming, bro.
Yeah, the 2-week Minecraft phase. Yep.
Number 4, I need you to take out the mirror. Let's take out the mirror. This is gonna be one of the hardest questions anybody's gonna ask you all day long. Look in that mirror, give yourself a nice hard look in the face, and tell me what's one thing that you can improve on.
In life or like in the league?
You know what? Give me both.
Okay. I say in life, laziness. That's definitely something like more. I need to be more determined to do things. Don't
be lethargic, kids.
Yeah, I definitely need to work on that. But I started off today. I made my bed for this this blanket here, but I made my bed a little bit.
Look at you, you're a grown man today and everything. Props to you.
Yeah. In the league, the same thing for the league. Really, I just gotta be more determined to learn certain things and kind of just put more time into things that need to be filled, like different holes that need to be filled for the team. I got to be more determined to cover that. You know what I mean?
Well, you know what's funny is when I ask this question to most people who are on teams, the number one answer, bar none, is always communication.
Yeah, that's also something I need to work on as well. I came from a really good team that was really good at communication. and I feel like I did pretty good there, and I learned a lot from them. And now it's my time. I really gotta take what I learned, take whatever from them, and implement it, and be like the main communication person.
Well, yeah,
whatever it is.
It's AJ's time to shine, and you're the GM.
Yeah,
so the communicative aspect of your job, not just as a player, as the tier 1, but because you got to be a leader in that aspect as well.
Yeah,
but you are the leader on the team, whether you like it or not, in a bunch of ways. So it's up to you to set those guidelines and let the rest of the team know, hey, this is how we play.
Yep. It's definitely going to be a learning curve. It's going to be some obstacles to go through, but it's going to be fun. It's all part of the process.
It is part of the process of going from a gamer to a pro, and from a pro to an end gamer, because there is a difference between a pro gamer and an end gamer. And if you know, now you know. All right.
Yeah.
Question number 5. This is where we get serious. This is going to get serious, man. I need you to serious face. Drake or Kendrick?
Listen.
I see
this vinyl right here?
I see some vinyl over there. Is that Kendrick Lamar?
That is Kendrick Lamar.
All right, so you're going to pick Kendrick?
I go with Drake, though.
Oh, what? Hold on. You flipped it up and around. You came to get down, so get out your seat and jump around.
Listen, no.
You're like crisscross over there.
I like them both, to be honest.
Okay.
But like a personal choice, I definitely have to go with Drake, due to his versatility. Probably. Listen, the whole beef thing, I don't care about. I really do not care about the beef. I really don't. I know like they probably sat there and they made tons of money off of it.
Yeah, let's be honest, AJ.
Yeah,
that wasn't a beef between them. That was a beef between two publicists at happy hour at a bar. Okay, that's all that was.
Yep. It got them a lot of money, so I don't think they care about the beef either. But like personal preference, I definitely have to go with Drake. If I go on my Spotify, I don't have many playlists. I go off like albums and stuff, whatever I'm feeling for the day. A lot of them are Drake ones that are downloaded. He ran the 2010s. I mean, we can talk. I mean, he's in the GOAT conversation, to be honest. But let me step back for a second.
That's a strong statement, my friend. But that's for a different day.
Yeah. But Kendrick is also very good. He has some really good songs.
Drake, you said he's more versatile, right? He can sing, he can dance, he can act. He's Canadian.
Yeah. I mean, you saw him in Degrassi. I mean, that's top class acting right there. But but yeah, he can sing and rap as well. Like he's very versatile, and he's very good at both of those things. And
hopefully the UEL world will be yours, and the X Gods world as well this season number 9 coming up tomorrow. $1 million on the line, AJ. Woo! Are you excited for season 9?
Oh yeah, I'm pretty excited.
All right.
Well, it's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be fun. I had fun. I hope you had fun. And hey, you at home, pat yourself on the back for being there, because I know you had a good time. AJ, thanks for being the first guest on 5 Questions. Great luck this season, and I'll be looking out for you this week. You play this week. You got a game. And guess what? Guess what? I may have taken you in my predictions.
Let's go.
I'm just saying, I may have.
It's a smart choice.
You know what? I am SMRT. Now it's time for the blame game. Welcome to the blame game. That's right, you asked for it, and ask and you shall receive. It's an oldie but a goodie. We're bringing it back to Cali, because I left my wallet in El Segundo. So it is the first recreation of the old segment that you still know and love. It's called the blame game. And my very first guest, you know him, you love him. He's a back-to-back champion of the league. And your season 8 MVP. What's up, Kat?
What's going on, man? How you doing?
I am fantastic. But I got bad news for you. You're not going to be fantastic anymore. Because you know what clip we're going to watch? Know how you're playing the blame game, baby? Well, we're going back to last year. And you know what? You won. You won. So it's all good, fond memories, right? But guess what? There was a hard-fought battle to be lost by the Reapers. Old Moon, New Moon, a.k.a. the Cyclones, were able to get WAP on you, and I'm talking about weapons and positioning in Apex. And let's take a look at that right now.
I do not like that. I do not like climbing out the bubble when you have the push into the building.
Yep.
Push the team.
Really
Push
brave
the
shots
team.
here.
They're the team.
Okay.
As it stands right now,
Reapers are on the R301.
Jury on a devotion. Push that. Push that.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Oh, did not finish.
I gotta ask you, does that bring up a bunch of regret, bad memories, or just good feelings? No, at the end of the day that you won that bad boy.
Knowing that we won is good feelings. How we lost, I would be pissed that we lost Apex, bro. I was expecting all season to win that. Especially it was X-Ray and Pip-Boy and Jury. I mean, we had our best 3 in, and they had 2 of their worst in.
You're supposed to be able to take the shooter from them, right? You're supposed to.
At the moment, I was pissed. At the time, I was super pissed.
All right.
I know Hollywood was pissed too.
Well, it comes down to who is to blame. Who do you blame on that? Look, you can't pick yourself. You can't take the easy way out.
Nah, it's not me.
You can't take the easy way out.
It's not me. I blame all 3 of them bozos, all right? Number 1. Because Ricky is sitting there saying the whole season he's the best on our team at Apex. Rez is saying he's the best on our team. Hollywood saying he's the best on our team at Apex. And in the league, matter of fact, he said he's the best at it. So I blame all 3 of them. But Hollywood, at least, he was trying to IGL, but I don't know what the hell happened that game. He said everybody inside the building. Next thing you know, we lost the game, bro.
Oh, man. So you're blaming all 3 of them, but you're saying, you know what, at the end of the day, ex-teammate, ex-friend, now GM of the Blaze.
Hey, man.
It's Hollywood.
It's all 3 of them, man. Right, it's all 3 of them.
All 3 of them are to blame.
Well, Hollywood be screaming at me, so I got to scream at him, man. So.
All right, well, good luck this season. Let's see if you can get to win number 4. Thank you for joining me.
Oh, yeah.
It is the number 1, your tier 1 player from the Reapers, baby. It's the Cat.
Sir.
And now it's time for my hot take. It's time for Hot Take. Hot Take is brought to you by Newhouse. Visit newhouse.com and use code LoganRadioRocks to save money on all of your home and office furniture needs. All right, each week here on Technical Timeout, I'm going to give you my hot take. As if it wasn't enough, you've been listening to my opinion all show long. Well, let's get into it. And just to prove to you that this is just a stream of consciousness, I'm not reading this. I'm going to put on my shades. This week on Hot Take, we're going to talk about international esports, and more specifically, Saudi Arabia. Yeah, look, we're not going to have a political discussion. That is for another show at another time and another host. But let's talk about it, okay? Saudi Arabia recently bought their own CDL team. Used to be the Paris Legion, then became the Vegas Legion, and now they are the Vegas Falcons. What did they do to that team? They gutted it, yeah. They got rid of it and they put all Saudi national players on it. And they brought them over to the World Esports Cup to debut the team. Well, fortunately for the rest of the world, the team is terrible. I mean, worse than Charles Barkley's golf swing terrible, okay? They did not do well. But, that being said, Saudi Arabia has enough money to throw at that team to get some people to teach them how to play the game. And watch out. Wait until they actually learn how to play it. Well, at the end of this season of the CDL, it is a big rumor that the CDL will cease to exist. No more CDL. Well, do we know of a place that is getting into video games with tons of disposable income that could own the CDL at the end of the year? Yup, that's right, you guessed it, Saudi Arabia. Oh yeah, boys, girls, theys, and thems, guess what? Saudi Arabia will own the CDL by the end of next year. I'm calling it, and you can take that to the bank. And that is your hot take. And And just like that, wham bam, thank you, man. It's over so quick. Kind of like on prom night. That is Technical Timeout for you. I hope you enjoyed the new show. Can't wait to see you next Wednesday at 6 p.m. Pacific. That's 9 p.m. Eastern. And get excited. Wait for it. Tomorrow it all goes down. The UEL Ultimate Endgamers League Season 9 begins. We're playing for $1 million. Who will be victorious and who will be using their tears to salt their fiery Cheetos while they ask their mamas, where did it all go wrong? Well, we'll find out starting tomorrow. I'll be with you all season long with Technical Timeout on Wednesdays, and then with you with the broadcast Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Ho, 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 ho. You're excited. I'm excited. Like Bob Costa said, feel these nipples. It's gonna get turned up to 11. Yo, be good to yourself and be kind to others. Pay it forward, play it forward. Rock like a party star, party like a rock star. Smile strong, laugh loud. Last but not least, please like, follow, and subscribe so you know what I will be up to. I'd like to thank Titus, I'd like to thank Click, and I'd like to thank Polo. Couldn't be done without you. And yeah, you know what? You at home, pat yourself on the back. You did good work today. We'll see you tomorrow for the beginning of Season 9. This was Technical Timeout with yours truly, Logan Summit. Welcome to the sophomoric episode of Technical Timeout. That's right, week 1 of the UEL Season 9 is done, and the race for $1 million continues mañana. One and done, hit it and quit it? No, I think not. We're the UEL. We're in it for the long haul. We want to hold hands and take long walks on the beach, baby. There were winners and there were losers. Week 1, just like in any competition, because they were looking down the barrel of a gun, son of a gun, son of a what, son of a who, son of a you, getting paid, getting rich. Boom! Like Haley the Hawk to a girl, I'm gonna change your life one loogie at a time. But I digress, because I've got one question for you and one question only. Are you ready? Because it's time to get down like a clown like Charlie Brown and turn that frown upside down. And it is time for the UEL to shine. So let's get down to that UEL beatdown. Summit, and contrary to popular belief, I am not the one who brought the potato salad with the raisins in it to the barbecue. I did not do that, I swear. Let's get locked in. It's time for the week that was. And now it's time for the week that was. Life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and look around, you could miss it. The ESL has banned SnapTap from Pro Tour events. Both Razer and Wooding have released keyboards with a SnapTap feature. Sounds dirty, doesn't it? Yeah, a little bit. SnapTap essentially grants the user cheat-like abilities when counter-strafing in FPS games like CSGO and Valorant. So, UEL players, get out there and grab your SnapTap keyboard before the Kenny powers that be here at the UEL ban it. Hey, close that Amazon app. You cheater. I was just joking. Caught you. As we mentioned in the last episode, the Esports World Cup threw down recently, but so did the Valorant World Championships. Don't you want to know who took the esports cake and was crowned the prom queen by the viewers? I thought you would. Let's break down some numbers. While the EWC toted 19 games played, only 4 of those games had a peak viewership over 500,000, while 14 of those games only maxed out at 100K. Boo-hoo-hoo. While the New Kids on the Block, no relation, had a peak viewership of over 1.4 million viewers. And that's the Valorant Championships for you. Ooh, getting it done. somebody was bigger. And finally, Boeing, the airline you're most likely to send your in-laws on over Thanksgiving, was in the news once again. Yep, as if it wasn't bad enough, you paid tons of money to get stuck in space for an extra month longer than expected. This Airbnb from hell has a strange banging sound coming from the Starliner. Nothing like loud, scary noises coming from your floating space coffin while you're waiting for your pee to recycle into water so you can make your spot of afternoon tea. And now it's time for the Champ and Chump. And now it's time for the best and the worst from the week that was. The Champ and the Chump. That's right, give me some of those highlights. The Champ and the Chump is brought to you by G Fuel. Don't drink water. Fish basically use it as their public bathroom. Drink G Fuel. Go to gfuel.com right now and use code Logan. Save yourself tons and tons of cash. The champ this week is none other than Nexus from the X Gods, beating out the fighting game GOAT Chris G, and then going on to finish off Kenna to secure the first win of the first game of their very first match of Season 9. That set a tone that said something like, "You can't come in here until you do the truffle shuffle, Shoguns."
I heard him out. Oh, he just said it's done. He's swinging. He's looking for it. Oh, parried again. He's going to say, another He's parry. Out of stamina. He's out of stamina. He's going to do it. He's going to do it. The Shogun have fallen.
And that just proves to you, on any given day, you could die by the blade. And now it's time for the Chump. Sad face. The Chump goes to the Ghosts. Boo. That's right. The Ghosts allowed rookie sensation from the Reapers, Midnight, to sweep them in a Street Fighter 6 bonanza. That was just sweet.
Midnight with a rookie sweep! With a rookie sweep! With a rookie sweep!
The Ghosts were ghastly in their first outing, allowing the rookie to take them for a walk and then hand them a broom and tell them, "Clean up after yourself, why don't you?" However, that made up for Midnight shutting his game off in the middle of the match during Need for Speed. That was very chumpy, young man. And that was the Champ and the Chump. Now it's time to discuss our feelings. We've got issues. Maybe we should talk about this in private. It's time for Issues. And Issues is brought to you by Newer. Visit newer.com, use code Logan to save tons of money on all of your creator needs. Ask my grandmother. She's a content creator, a DJ, a professional COD player, and of course, a graphic designer. She goes to newer.com, uses code Logan, and saves 20% on all her pro gear at amateur pricing. Visit newer.com today. There were no trades to discuss this week, so what do you say we go straight Larry Bird and talk some trash? We had caster call-outs this week. Week number 1, and already it's getting down and dirty. Lockdown says DZ should bench himself and just coach. Maybe the Shoguns pick up Sparrow to fill that gap. Is it time for a complete overhaul after just week 1? Lockdown thinks so. What do you think? The Third Hat Crew called out Billy the Goat regarding the new StarCraft 2 setup and gameplay. The very next day, Billy said, "I came to win, battle me, that's a sin," and showed exactly why he is the GOAT and the UEL's top StarCrafter. I have a major issue with clock management, timeouts, and setups. For the love of God, the Ghosts, Shoguns, X-Gods, and Cyclones all had issues with the administrative side of gaming, most notably the Cyclones, who were wishing that they were sponsored by DeLorean so they could go back in time. Look, it was so bad that Bill Belichick had a stroke. That's how bad your time management is. You should send him a get well card. It is time to practice the setups, kids, and coaches, do better. Please, let's move on. Havoc went 9-0 and is the only undefeated UEL player. But flip that script, and the Shoguns' Kara Kazik went 0-9. Oh, the UEL has more ups and downs than Oprah's waistline, and it's just week 1. I have a question that begs an answer. Are the Reapers taking a cue from their fearless leader, the Cat? As it's well known around the league, the Cat and Hollywood are having issues. But in the Cat's absence, Ricky Rock'em Sock'em Robot took to the mic to do a little trash talking with Hollywood right in the room. Yeah, run it back. You're gonna like that. 0 F's given by Ricky. But what does that say between the relationship of the Reapers and the Blade? They could have been sister teams, but there are no sister teams in the UEL. There is only one winner for $1 million. No friends, just frenemies and enemies. The Reapers are looking to take that 4-peat though, and they looked darn good without the Cat, without Hollywood, and they handed out a Beetlejuice beat down to the Ghost. Cutters, Cordy, Ricky, Midnight, all showed up and showed out. I don't know, but I'll tell you this. I am about to trademark the word 4-peat. Mark my words. Or buy my words. I don't know how trademarking works. And lastly, I have a question. Did the Cyclones play bad or did the bots not play well? Good question, right? I think it's a little bit of both. But I am darn sure Billy will put his thinking cap on and come up with some strats, whereas the Cyclones need to do a deep dive before they can come up for air. It's going to be a little hard-fought battle for you if you keep your clock management and wasting timeouts and losing games by forfeiting. You can do better. Cyclones, do better. Now it's time to see if I go 4-0. Let's get out the Magic 8-Ball. It's time for predictions. And now it's time to get on our Magic 8-Ball and make some predictions. First off this week, Thursday night, we've got the LAX Gods. They're 1-0, going against the brand spanking new. Take your shoes off before you enter, because don't you want to get dirt on the carpet? Blaze. Oh, the LAX Gods looked very good the other day. AJ showing up, Havoc was there, and even the young gun, Sin, contributed to the party. Whereas even though the Blaze have one of the top 2 players in the entire league, Hollywood behind the wheel, they've got their work cut out for them. They're not proven. I want to see if they've got the chemistry to make it work. Until then, I'm taking the X-Gods, and so should you. Next up, we've got the back-to-back-to-back champions of the league, and they're 1-0 in Season 9, going up against the 0-0 Wolves. Well, the Wolves, look, I know you guys like to travel in a pack, but it's going to take an entire army to take out the Reapers. They have proven that without Cat, without Hollywood, it ain't no thing but a chicken wing. We got Ricky, we got Cordy, we got Midnight. We're good. The Reapers are going for numero 4, and this is just going to be another win, another notch on the post, if you will. Reapers are taking this one. And on Saturday night, we've got the Ravens versus the Bots. The Ravens are 0-0 unproven, whereas the Bots are 1-0. However, they didn't look stellar out of the gates. Well, the Ravens have Exile, and will he bring some of that nasty Easter game juju to the Ravens? I certainly hope not. And so does Edgar Allan Poe, because he's written some sad, sad stories. Will this season be a happy one or another sad one? Well, the Bots are in their way, and if I know anything about the GOAT, he is not going to let the Bots sit on their laurels. No, he's going to put the brain to work. I can hear the hamster wheel turning. The Bots are going to take this. They'll make the adjustments that they need to, and they'll come out on top, because Billy the Goat said so. And my match of the week, the Sunday matchup, sees the 0-0 unproven Click versus the 1-0 Bandits. Well, hopefully we won't have a hangover from Chicken Tech from the finals, where he was made to be a wolf pack of one. Hopefully they've gotten over that whole fiasco, and they're ready to get back to their winning ways. Now the Bandits, they won. They're 1-0. But they played the Paladins. And the Paladins, they were in a different place on a different playground playing a different game the other day. So the Bandits, I don't know. They showed that they can get a win, but not against a very good team. Whereas I think the Click's got this. So I'm taking the Click. And those are my predictions. Let's find out. Hey, Magic 8 Ball, how'd I do this week? You may rely on it. I don't know what that means. Better than no. Look, I've got questions, and hopefully you've got answers. It's time for 5 questions. And on this edition of Technical Timeout, I am graced and blessed to be in the presence of one of the GOATs of the UEL. I'm going to go, without a doubt, top 3, but we'll discuss that in just a little bit. I've got the GM, the owner, and the tier 1 player of the Blaze. It's Hollywood, baby.
Hello. Thank you for the opportunity to be on the show with the GOAT commentator that we have in the league, Logan Summit. I'm excited to be on Technical Timeout, and I'm excited to see what you got for me today.
All right, let's start it off with a hard one, man. We got to turn the mirror on you. Look, you have had a lot of professional ups from where I'm standing, but I need you to tell us all about your biggest professional disappointment.
Is this regarding UEL or
UEL?
Okay, yeah. I'd probably say, we were never perfect. We were never a perfect team like Karma was in the past seasons, or Eclipse, or New Moon. All 3 of those were the same team. So we were never as perfect as them. So we would lose a game or 2 in the regular season, which was pretty disappointing. But we'd always come back and win in the finals.
All right,
but
so
I would say
you want to be the Dolphins, baby. You want to go undefeated season, right?
100%. Yeah, like I was very disappointed my first game ever coming into season 5, and we actually versed Karma, aka Eclipse, aka New Moon. My first game, and coming into that game, I knew that we were better than them, but I knew that we couldn't prove it yet until we had more practice as a team. So I was very disappointed when we lost.
Well, the great John Wooden said, perfect practice makes perfect. So hopefully the Blaze can be that perfect season for you. Let's move on. Question number 2. All right, I met her just the other day. Her real name's Haley, and I feel like you follow her on social media. Do you follow the Hawk Tour girl?
I don't know if I follow her, but I see a lot of posts of her. I might follow her on TikTok, but I'm not sure about Instagram and stuff.
All right. Well, she's just trying to make the world a better place, one loogie at a time. Very, very, very nice girl from a very small town in Tennessee. She's getting her 15 minutes, and she's trying to do the best with it. All right. Number 3. This one's going to hit you hard where it counts, okay? Can you really win the UEL championship this season in the inaugural season with the Blaze? Can you do it?
I think as long as we put in the work that we have been putting in, as long as we consistently get better every week, I think we can. I think I have some of the best rookies in the whole draft, and we have the perfect organization of team where we have a fighting game player, a sports game player, and everybody plays the team games. So I think with how our roster is rounded out, I think as long as we continue to get better, I think we can beat them. Anybody.
That's right. Napkin for MVP, right? I heard that come out of your mouth on Inside the Wheel. And hey, also said on Inside the Wheel, I'm looking for you to be the MVP, because if you can get the Blaze to the playoffs or beyond, I say you have ran up that hill full steam, baby, and you've done your job as a GM, an owner, a coach, and a tier 1, because it's all in your hands as far as I can see it. You're in control of this ship, and I can't wait to see how Season 9 goes for you. Moving right along. Now we're going to get into an interesting conversation. This is different because it definitely changes from generation to generation. I got to ask, is it LeBron or Michael Jordan? MJ or LeBron, baby?
Hey, I'm going LeBron. I like MJ a lot. I think he's the GOAT, but he's the GOAT before the GOAT came in. As soon as when LeBron came in, and the longevity and all the records he has broken, I don't care how long he's been in the league, longer than Jordan. I don't care about the finals records. He is the best NBA player ever.
Oh my gosh. All right, LeBron. Look, I'm an MJ guy, but that's because I am old. I am so old. Look, I have to just for men this more than you'd like to admit to. And the last question of 5 questions, the 5th question. Let's get real for a second, brother. Titus gives me a UEL team. And by the way, that team would be called the Summits.
That's fire, actually.
Yeah, that's
I like
fire,
that.
right? And I've got my draft picks, and I can either take the Cat or I can take Hollywood. Who's my GOAT, baby? Who's my GOAT?
Hey, you better pick me because I'm going to be there longer than he will be.
Oh,
He said he's here until it starts getting a little difficult, and then he's going to take the backseat and be an owner. I'm here to compete my whole life. So if you want a long-lasting player and owner and GM, I'm the guy to do it for you.
I love that. You know what? Cat's off in China somewhere while you're there playing and practicing and getting it done. All right, that was 5 questions, but hold on. I've got a 6th question to sneak in here. Yo, the other day when the Reapers were playing Ricky Yosefan, you blew my mind. Hey, Ricky Rock'em Sock'em, while you were in the room, took to the microphone to say, the Reapers didn't need you. Do you have any words for Ricky Rock'em Sock'em and the Reapers this season?
I didn't even hear that. So it must have been probably when they took him for that interview.
It was.
Yeah. I mean, they didn't need me that game, apparently. I mean, I know the Ghosts are bad, but I didn't know they were that bad. But I think when it comes down to crunch time, if my team continues to improve, when they have to verse the Click, when the Bots or Ravens make it into the finals, if it's not us, you're going to need somebody to help carry you in half the game, so...
Ooh, and you know what? Hollywood has been doing his back exercises. He's been doing lat pull downs, and he's ready to carry the Blaze on to victory. Hollywood, thank you for being here, and I wish you nothing but the best of luck in Season 9 and your race for $1 million. And now it's time for the Blame Game. It's time for the segment you asked for, and ask and you shall receive. It's time to play the Blame Game. And this week's guest is your friend and mine. He's from the Shotguns, as Hollywood would have you say, but you know him as the Florida Shoguns, baby. It's my main man, DZ.
What's going on, sir? How you doing, Logan?
I am absolutely fantastic, but I wake up like that. Now, are you ready to play the Blame Game?
Hey, I'm trying to see who I'm gonna blame today. Let's go.
Well, you know the rules, but you don't know what we're gonna see. And man, I gotta tell you, I might be a neophyte in this league, but there is a meta on certain games, and you gotta pick to play, and you gotta play within that meta. And I'll tell you, there is a meta on Wreckfest, and the Shoguns went against it. Let's check out that clip.
X-Gods, are you going the other way? Oh,
He's going around.
Cars
is about to be
Zick.
done already.
No, one's gone. All right, Zick, why are we picking cars? All right, on this map of all maps, why are we picking cars?
Oh my gosh! Yo, DZ, you must have been having a mental breakdown and a heart attack. I almost had a stroke. Do I smell burnt grass or toast? What's happening? Dude, who the heck picked 2 cars during Wreckfest? Cars versus buses. Buses win every time.
Dude, you smell burnt rubber, not burnt grass.
I love it. I love it. Now, looking at that clip, looking at your team, I need to know, you can't blame yourself, but who from the Shoguns is to blame?
You know what? I blame the game.
Uh-oh.
It's the blame game. I'm blaming the game. They say don't hate the player, hate the game. So I'm hating the game. Okay. So we try to have one car, right?
Yeah.
One racer, just in case, you know, we need somebody to just get the points. But my player, Car Kozik, he chose a bus, and in the game, he was a car. What's up with that?
Yeah.
Wreckfest, come on. Let me know.
I don't know. I think you're going to have to talk to Pixar about that. It sounds like they know what's
Pixar.
going on. I'm just saying. Look, I blame Black Diamond. I blame Black Diamond.
No, I can't do that.
Black Diamond has been in the league long enough where he should have spoke up and said, yo, bro, cars? Really, cars?
Like, you know what? I don't think he was paying attention. I think he was more focused on the next game and like the strategy of the lineup coming up and not on the game at hand, you know? Because Wreckfest is weird 50-50 game. Anybody can win that.
Yo, any given Sunday, anyone can win at Wreckfest, right?
Exactly.
All right. You know what? I'll take it.
Great answer. I know. Great answer.
Yo, you pat yourself on the back. You did good work. But I've got
Thank
another
you.
question for you, man.
Okay.
One of the casters called you out. Lockdown said that you need to bench yourself and become a full-time coach. Do you have any response to Lockdown's statement?
Everybody knows how comedic that is, because Titus beat Lockdown actually to make him become a coach / commentator.
Yo, Titus put Lockdown into lock with a beatdown, and now he's regulated to talking about games instead of playing them?
Exactly.
Ooh,
that's
Lockdown.
something where I don't speak on that because that would never happen to me. Somebody who doesn't play games can't just come in here and just beat me. But it happened to Lockdown, so he should talk about that.
Hey, I said it last
Not
week.
about me.
I said it last week, and I'm going to say it again. There is a difference between a pro gamer and an end gamer. And if
Exactly.
you know, now you know. And now it's time for my hot take. And now it's time for my hot take. As if it wasn't bad enough, you've had to listen to my opinion all show long. I got one more for you. And Hot Take is brought to you by Newhouse. Visit newhouse.com today. Use code LoganRadioRocks. You'll save tons of money on couches, love seats, office chairs. Don't buy gaming chairs. They suck. Trust me, your butt will thank you. Go to newhouse.com right now and get that furniture that you've always wanted. Use code LoganRadioRocks. Each week on Hot Take, I'm going to give you my opinion on something that's bothering me. And to prove to you that it's just a stream of consciousness, I'm going to throw on my shade. Now, originally, I wanted to talk to you about this girl who called me old the other day, but that will have to wait for another week. She might not be wrong, but we will get into that. Because this week, I am upset that the tier 1s did not show up. Well, some of you did, but some of you did not. LA, Chris G, and Spicy, where were you? All together, they got 8 wins, whereas Jury, AJ, and Billy all averaged about 8 wins each. Those are the tier 1s getting it done. The other tier 1s just didn't show up. But good news, it's week 1. You still have room to improve. And I know, Chris G, I know you have forgotten more about fighting games than I will ever know about all of video games combined. But you're not a tier 1. Well, not this week. And tier 1s must be confident and competent on all 33 games on the wheel. It's not enough to just be good at your game. That's not enough. How do you expect to be the leader of your team if you don't put the time in on Lumina Rush? Put the time in. And by the way, just so you know, tier 1s, you're expected to win your games. And that goes for the rest of the tiers. You're getting paid to play. Guess what? You're expected to win your games. It's that simple. So tier 1s, it's time to do your due diligence. Sit down. Get familiar with all 33 games on the wheel and become a leader, because that's why you hold the bag. And that's my hot take. And just like that, it's over. Time flies when you're having fun. You've been listening to me talk trash all show long. Now it's your turn. Tell me what you think in the chat. Am I crazy? Am I dead on right? Or am I just plain wrong? I want to hear from you. And remember, the race for $1 million continues mañana. And all week long, Thursday through Sunday, I will be there with you, making a special cameo on the broadcast stage. Ooh, yeah, get excited. We're going to turn it up to 11. So be there all week long. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we got you covered. We've got your hot video game action all weekend long. So buckle up. It's going to be a bumpy ride. So be good to yourself and be kind to others. Pay it forward, play it forward. Rock like a party star, party like a rock star. Smile strong, laugh loud, and last but not least, please like, follow, and subscribe. This has been episode 2 of Technical Timeout on the Ultimate Endgamers League channel. I'm Logan Summit. We'll see you next time. welcome to another fun fact-packed episode of Technical Timeout, right here on the Ultimate Endgamers League. Week 2 of Season 9 is done, and the race for $1 million continues tomorrow. But in Week 2, there were winners, and there were whiners. Because right now in the UEL, we've got more blowouts than an 80s high school dance and Bennifer combined. Halo, call me. But that's okay, because here at the UEL, we like to get down like la-di-da-di. We likes to party. We don't cause trouble. We don't bother nobody. We're just some players who won the game. And when we rock upon the game, we rock the game, right? And like Kendrick Lamar's Super Bowl performance this season, I'm going to give you 30 minutes of hot entertainment and action that would humble even Drake. I bet you they do the Super Bowl performance together. Heck, who knows? Maybe even Diddy will be there. No? He won't? Well, maybe they'll do the halftime performance together, like Taylor and Travis. But I digress. I've got one question and one question only. Are you ready? Because it's time to get down like a cloud like Charlie Brown and turn your frown upside down. And it is time for the UEL to shine. So what do you say we get down to that UEL beatdown? Ready to turn it up to 11? Oh, good, because that's how high it goes. I'm Logan Summit, and look, I eat pizza with a knife and a fork. Don't hate me because I'm beautiful. Let's get locked in. It's time for the week that was. Life moves pretty fast, and if you don't stop and look around, you could miss it. There are 3 things I miss because I'm just old. Dragon Ball Z, Power Rangers, and Pokemon. While the latter, Pokemon, is the world's most valuable media franchise, it is also an unspoken esport. Yep, that's right. Did you know you can compete in Scarlet and Violet, Pokemon Unite, and even Pokemon Go? Let's Pokemon Go make some dough! As the Olympics showed us, any video game, even a mobile app, can become an esport. Imagine winning the gold medal in Pokemon. Now imagine having to explain that to your in-laws over Thanksgiving dinner. Nah, I'm good. But guess who's back? Once again. Maybe this time, don't tell a friend. That's right, Dr. Disrespect is back, and he's turned heel. He recently took to social media to give a 0 F's given video with no apologies that would make Kurt Cobain cringe. He tried to give an explanation for something where there is just no explanation. Doc, it's just you and I talking, okay? Just us, okay? Anytime you say out loud, the Twitch Trust and Safety team members stated that my messages to the minor did not constitute sexting and no graphic pictures were sent to receive. Just stop talking. For the love of be quiet before you end up having to go door to door in your neighborhood, and you will not be selling Girl Scout cookies, Doc. But let's move on. And finally, Rachel Gunn, aka Ray Gunn, the Olympic breakdancer who went viral for breaking breakdancing. Yeah, you know who I'm talking about. Recently issued an apology to the breaking community. Hey, Rachel, what about us? We were the ones forced to watch it. She went 18-0 in 3 rounds, never gaining even a point. Performance included moves like the kangaroo hop and her signature move, the Tyrannosaurus Rex, which is part of the Jurassic portion of her program. It's notably distinctive from the whole Jeff Goldblum chaos theory vibe that it gives out. She did announce, however, she will be starring in the sequel Breakin' 2 Electric Boogaloo, Breakin' 3 Down the Boogaloo, because they call a toilet a... forget it. Skibbity toilet. No, I don't know what it means. And no, I'm not going to Google it. Well, with all the negative attention Ray Gunn has been receiving, she's going to be stepping back from breaking breakdancing, and she's going to need to break into a new hobby. Because there will be no breakdancing at the next Olympics in LA. To be fair, MJ did this in Thriller, and y'all went crazy. I swear, if Crocodile Dundee did it, that would be a viral TikTok dance, and we'd all be doing it. But instead, we get Ray Gunn, Australian for broken. And now it's time for the champ of the chump. And now it's time for the best and the worst from the week that was. Give me those highlights. It's time for the champ and the chump. The champ and the chump is brought to you by G Fuel. All the phase kids are doing it. You should too. Go to gfuel.com. Use code Logan to save yourself tons of cash. And this week's champ is none other than the Click's Tier 7 Jekyll, who showed up and showed out during their 18-8 win versus the Banditos, who could have used some stinking badges against Jekyll as he led their team with his 11-3 record during the match, and this sweet reverse sweep in Valorant.
With Jekyll picking up 2 to put his team in a commanding position.
It's Jekyll. Jekyll has to swing him. He doesn't know the positioning. It's going to be a teleport in. Is he going to land the shot? He's unable to land a shot.
Let's go!
Jekyll finally
And
taps his head.
That is Jekyll. I need you to understand. As someone that has played with Jekyll, Jekyll has been in that moment before.
And now it's time for the chump. Aw, sad face. This week's chump is Boar. Yes, you, Boar. He got stuck behind a box in Final Stand Ragnarok. And this was more tragic than LeBron James' hairline. Hi, I'm Boar. I'm stuck in a box. I'm in behind a box. I can't get out. I can't help my team. I'm in a box.
That's insane. He's actually stuck behind this box. He's not going to be able to contribute to his team anymore if he can't get out of this position. He may have tried to, look at him laughing. He may have tried to jump down from that little ledge that we see up above.
Whew, that was tragic. And now, let's talk in private. I've got some issues. And Issues is brought to you by Newer. Are you a content creator? I knew you were. Visit newer.com, use code Logan to save an additional 20% off all your pro gear at amateur pricing. That's right, an additional 20% off. Visit newer.com, use code Logan. You'll thank me in the morning. And let's get down and dirty like Jake Paul and Mike Tyson talking trash before their fight. We've got some call-outs. Dictator Chicken said that they would go Bong Cloud on Saturday Trust. Don't know what that means. However, if going Bong Cloud is 4-6, you can keep the cloud. Lucci said Havoc is mid at Lumina Rush, and Havoc and crew are 1-1 with 1 forfeit so far this season. I think it's a little bit better than mid. Do you agree or disagree? Let me know in the comment. Nexus and Cutters have called the Bubbles the most improved player here in the UEL. And as Shakira will tell you, her hips and numbers don't lie. The Bubbles is currently 4-5 and 5-5 this season in their first 2 games. And that screams mediocrity to me. There's still room for some improvement. And that is an understatement. My fellow caster, Strix, said Hollywood needs to come out of his comfort zone and be a better voice and in-game leader. That's the truth, Ruth, and I think Hollywood would agree with you. Look, Hollywood's got his work cut out for him this season, trying to bring the Blaze to the top of the hill, or the summit, if you will. But we'll be watching. If anybody can do it, Hollywood can. The Punisher got punished by Quarty and the Reapers after calling out Fortnite. Don't call out games you're gonna lose. Hey, AJ, you're right. The Reapers were in special form this week. After Bernay's disappointing F1 loss, they turned to him and said, "Welcome to the Shoguns." Talk about team chemistry. But I'll tell you this, don't complain, do the work, or you may show up in one of Damien's videos, you bum. The Reapers also called out the Wolves GM live on air. Yeah, Villain got some. They told him, "You built a stupid team." Wow. I'm sure Villain can be told telling his team stupid is as stupid does, and we will see what the Wolves will do. But it's not just the Wolves. A majority of the UEL needs to make some moves, because early on this season, the UEL is a league of blowouts, and that's not fun. Both Hollywood and Billy the Goat called for trades this week. Which teams do you think need a major overhaul? Which are safe? Or is it just too early to tell? There have been no trades this week, but there is one rumor. The rumor circulating around the front office is that we finally have an answer to why Chicken Tech was made to be a party of one at the Season 8 finals. Nerves got the better of them. And we do not talk enough about the mental fortitude it takes to be an esports professional, and especially an endgamer. I think as we have now seen traditional sports integrate sports psychologists and into their coaching staff, I think we should start to see that in esports as well. We don't talk about how hard it is to get up day after day and play these games on a professional level. It's not easy. And there's a difference between an endgamer and the rest of esports. Speaking of winning mentalities, the Cat got off of a 30-hour flight with 8 stops, and rumor has it he missed one of the flights The connecting flight in Kirkplakistan just couldn't get enough of that goat's milk. Being a 3-time champ and your current league MVP, did that stop him? No, can't stop, won't stop. He came directly from the airport and showed up fashionably late, looking haggard, tired. Did that stop that kitty cat winning Mamba mentality? No, no, no. He trolled in CTR and went 10-1. He's got that Ric Flair Reaper's drip going. And I love where the Reapers' heads are at. They're having fun and they're getting wins. Also, there is one downside to the Reapers' success. I don't know if you caught Cordy versus Cutters in basketball, but that was worse than my 8-year-old cousin's church league games, okay? I'd say this game was sponsored by Airball. Terrible. Hey, Lockdown, what is this? Don't do that. You're stressing out production, and if I did that at ESPN, they'd fire me. And if you're saying this isn't ESPN, well, there's a problem there too. I'm just saying, Polo's pulling out his hair. And finally, my co-casters say it, and now I am gonna say it. Button check, button check, button check. I don't care if you need to or not. It gives you 30 seconds to get locked in. So use a button check every single time. Look, I don't get paid by the hour, and I'm literally asking you to add 30 seconds. It's not for me, it is for you. The Wolves were outfoxed by the Reapers in Checkmate Showdown. And they lost like 2 fighters because neither of them bothered to just say button check. 2 simple words. Button check. 2 vowels. Very simple is all I'm saying. And it gives you 30 seconds to do what you need to do. Sit down. I think we would have learned from the Paladins in week 1. And the Paladins should have learned from New Moon in the finals in season 8. You always call for a button check. I mean, do you like losing? I didn't think so. But you may have the rest of the league fooled. And now it's time for predictions. It's time to break out the old Magic 8-Ball and make some predictions. On Thursday night, we see 2 0-1 teams struggling out of the gates and trying to get their first win. They will be hungry like the wolf. But I think the Ghosts are going to take this. I think the experience of the Ghosts will pan out to a win. And if you're saying, well, the Wolves have New Moon players on it, well, Doomsday, Punisher, and X-Ray all went 1-8 in their first engagement. That's not good enough. So the Ghosts will take this one. And in my Friday night game of the week, we see the 1-0 Click take on the back-to-back-to-back defending champions and the 2-0 Reapers. Look, the champions have looked almost flawless. There are no chinks in the armor, whereas the Click still have some things that they need to focus on. Jekyll's playing really good. He went 11-3, whereas Chicken Check went 7-6. So I ask you, as the only champion on the team, is Jekyll their tier 7 bound to be the team's leader? Well, if that's the case, I don't know if the Click have what it takes to beat the Reapers. The Reapers will take this one. And in our Saturday night showdown, the Cyclones versus the Blaze. I've got to take the Cyclones because the Blaze are just a little flame. Look, Hollywood's got his work cut out for him. I understand he is one of the best players in the league, probably one of the best of all time. However, one man does a team not make. I sound like Yoda, don't I? Whatever. No, he's got to get all of those rookies up to par, and they're just not there yet. The Cyclones having a little bit of growing pains as well, a little bit of whining at the drive-thru, if you will. Just play the games and win. And I think they're going to win this Saturday night. Cyclones got this. And in our Sunday matchup, we've got the Florida Shoguns versus the Ravens. I see you, Ravens. I see you. Yeah, that one, you know, I'm 7-1, that one, that's the Ravens. That little one right there, I wouldn't worry about it, but that's the Ravens. And I will not doubt you again, especially not against the Florida Shoguns, who have been playing like Tyreek Hill before a Dolphins game, handcuffed. The Ravens got this all the way because the Florida Shoguns just don't know what they're doing yet. Heck, they had a player last week that went 0-9. Don't do that again, ever. And that's my predictions. Let's check in with the Magic 8-Ball and see how I did. My reply is no. Each week, this thing gets nastier and nastier. What did I do to you? Welcome to 5 Questions. I've got questions and hopefully you've got answers. Today's guest has been in the UEL for so long, they call him the GOAT. He is the guy who gets the trap to work in the board game Mousetrap every single time, no fail. His name is Billy the GOAT.
Hey, what's up? Good to see everybody.
All right, I am glad that you are here. I'm sure you have a little bit of trepidation when I reach out to you and I say, hey man, I want you to be on my show. But you climb the summit, you're at the top of the peak, and now it's time for your first question. All right, you asked in chat, you said in chat, you called it out in chat. The league needs to make some trades. Who is the number one player that you would be willing to trade for?
Well, definitely Jekyll after that big performance by Click. I think that he definitely needs to think about getting out of that tier 7 spot and into a higher tier for sure. So that would be my pick.
He was our champ of the week this week. So trust me, Jekyll, we see you. Number 2. This was brought up by the casters, and I need to know, Fritos or Cheetos?
Fritos or Cheetos? Definitely Cheetos for me. Not a huge fan of Fritos. Definitely like the Cheetos. Doesn't matter if they're crunchy or puffs. Either one, I would prefer over Fritos.
Everybody always picks Cheetos. Fritos.
Well, then it's
love.
It's not really a debate then, right? It's just Cheetos are better.
Well, here's the thing. Chili cheese Fritos got some things happening. You ever see the movie Friday? Check it out. Question number 3. La Bamba is your brother.
Mm-hmm.
Is there some nepotism with him being tier 2 and you're filling tier 1? Or is he just that darn good?
No, I think that he's really good. He's gotten a lot better this season. He quit his job that he had before, and he's taking it really serious. So I think everybody kind of saw that he definitely can be a tier 1. He was offered it by some teams this season, but it was not an ideal situation of it. He was also offered tier 2s and 3s, but by pretty much every other team that didn't offer him tier 1. And I don't know, he just wanted to really grow with us and likes how the tier system is. You know, we're very unique in that. And I think it's really getting everybody to practice and grind and, get a lot better. So I think this is the best, overall the team has been since season 1 for me.
It would be a really weird Thanksgiving if he ended up in free agency and went to a different team. I will tell you that right now. And speaking of food, again, the casters got hungry this week, and they brought this up. I need to know, Hungry Man or ramen?
Ramen.
Ramen?
I love ramen. Yep, I used to have ramen all the time back in the college days, so it's a go-to for sure. Even in high school, yeah, it's definitely a go-to.
Have you ever put vodka in your ramen? Don't do it, kids. Don't do it.
Nope.
It's called college, and you try everything once, but don't do that. All right, you've made it through 4 questions. Here's question number 5. Look.
I'm ready.
You missed a match. I know it was a family thing. I know it was a birthday, but a little birdie told me you really have never missed any matches before. I need to know, are you about to go to that front office and call it a day? Are you going to retire from gaming?
No, that birdie that told you that is definitely wrong. I hope it wasn't Jerry, because he just lost all his credibility. There's generally been about 1 game that I've missed each season, and the team, I think we've lost all of them except for 1 for all the past seasons. So I mean, things just come up, right? I run my own business outside of UEL, and now I have a daughter as well, and it was just happened to be her first birthday party that we had, family coming in and everything, so I just couldn't make it to the game. But I don't really see us losing any other games for the rest of the season. So I mean, we almost beat the Ravens without me being there. If I was there, it was a big sweep, in my opinion. So I think we just win that straight up.
Do you win the championship this year, Billy, or is it next year?
No, I definitely think this year.
This year?
Yeah, I think the team's really good. We got Ceviche coming back in. If you don't know who it is, then you gotta, look up that lore a little bit. But yeah, he's coming back pretty strong. So I think he's gonna take the league seriously this season. And if he does, having him back in his prime, it's a very scary thing for everyone.
Well, all this talk about food has made me hungry. Thank you so much to Billy the GOAT for being here for 5 questions. And now it's time to find out who RPG blamed on your loss this week. It's the blame game, baby! And welcome to the game that you asked for, and ask and you shall receive. Who's to blame? We're gonna find out. My guest today is the first non-player to grace the stage of technical timeout. It is the Bots GM, your friend and mine, RPG!
Thank you.
Oh, you
Happy
are.
to be here.
You're so welcome. Don't say that too quick. I wouldn't want you to misrepresent yourself. You haven't got into the thick of it yet. But let's get to it. This is the blame game, and you're a GM. So let's put you to the test right now. The last game, I was told by Billy the Goat that it was without a doubt a W for you. Well, then I woke up in the morning and Billy said, boo-hoo-hoo, I won't be there. And you know what? It was a big L in the loss column for the Bots. And I need to know, who is to blame? Show me that clip.
Available on Koza, and he wakes up with it. He has to block high.
Oh!
You have to block high. I was just talking about that hitbox, and Koza takes out Mordecai.
The rookies take it for the Ravens. 26 seconds remain.
Let's see. Bubbles drops back, rolls left, pushes up the field, stops and throws.
Oh, that's the one they were looking for. Big Red right now. He's just trying to play defensively, putting out a few shots. That left an opening for Herb, and Herb is going to finish off with that one opening that he found.
And with that right there, the Bots' chance of winning this game is officially over with.
Ouch! Oh, man, I know that hurts. It's got to grab your heartstrings and just pull on them. All right, you're the GM. So, some might say, if Billy the Goat, the Tier 1, the owner, is not in the house, it's your job to be the leader. But you know what? Whose job really is it? Who's to blame for that loss?
I mean, you can ask anyone on my team. Accountability is always my biggest thing, and that blame's all on me. It is my responsibility as GM and as a coach to have my guys prepared for any and all situations.
Now, here's the thing. No, time out. I totally agree with you. However, those are not the rules of the blame game. You are not allowed to get off that easy. You cannot blame yourself. I need you to pick Tier 1 through 7 or Tier 1 who was out to, I don't know, wherever he was. You need to blame somebody other than yourself. I'll wait.
If it's blaming someone other than me, then it's 100% on Billy.
Yeah.
He had the schedule. He knows the commitments. Yes, it might have been a family thing, and granted, his spouse might not be too happy with me if this ever gets around to her ears.
Sleeping on the couch.
Family aside, team comes first. We're professionals. You need to do your thing. And he needed to be there.
So no blame to the Tier 1 of that day. Billy's brother Labamba going 5-6, whereas KIC went 6-4.
You can do that straight comparison 1-to-1, but Labamba crushed it and clutched up DBZ. He absolutely smashed it in Overwatch. He did what he was supposed to do out there.
All right.
If our team was full, it would not have been a question. Our team was not full, and you want the blame, who was not there?
Billy the Goat. And you know what? We just heard from him. And, well, you might need to call him and let him know it's going to be okay. Maybe he might need a shoulder to cry on after that interview. Look, I appreciate you, and I appreciate you putting it on your shoulders. Do those lat pull downs so you can carry your team on to victory. You are the very first non-player to be on Technical Timeout. Congratulations. Everybody give a big round of applause for the GM of the Bots. And now it's time for my hot take. Thanks, RPG.
Not a problem.
Hot Take is brought to you by Newhouse. Visit newhouse.com and get the furniture your butt has been asking for. Gaming chairs suck. Office chairs, awesome. Couches, love seats. They've got all your furniture needs at newhouse.com. Use code LoganRadioRocks to save a little bit of that do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. As if it wasn't bad enough, you have to listen to my opinion all show long. Now it's time for my hot take. And hot take is just a stream of consciousness. Whatever is getting me going that week. And to prove it to you, I'm going to throw on my shades. Well, this week's hot take isn't about my hot take. It's about the cat's hot take. He recently took to YouTube to call the UEL bums. That's right, he's talking to you. Well, some of you at least. And you know what? The cat dropped the cat. And it was serious for a moment. This was from Damien. Yeah, that's right. He gave you the government name. Well, he said that there's a lot of whiners and complainers out there, and I get it. Rules are rules are rules, and you know what? You don't like rules. Well, too bad. You're getting paid to be a gamer, a pro gamer. You went from sitting in your mama's basement to getting out, touching some grass, and going playing video games in another room. But they're paying you to do it. Yes, you're getting paid to play, so you have to follow their rules. I get it. You're not going to be happy about everything, but to be Eeyore, oh, I don't like it here. Go someplace else. Can you go? Do you have an invitation to CDL? No. Do you have an invitation to the Overwatch League? No. Do you have an invitation to EVO? No. Do you have an invitation to any of the leagues? No, you don't. But you do have a home right here in the UEL. The U stands for you. Look, I was at a table recently talking about two different leagues, one the UEL and another league. And somebody said this other league would take over the UEL. And I said, no, it will not. And they said, why? I said, because a kid in Nigeria can't go into a building, sit down at a computer, and try out for that league. That league is full of celebrities and pro gamers. But here at the UEL, we are for everybody. Even you can be a pro gamer. And that's right, some of you are. But now, professional, lacking professionalism. If you want to complain, do it on your own time. Don't do it in a public forum, okay? Look, we all have things we don't like. Tough cookies. And stop making excuses. Excuses are like eyeballs. Everybody's got two. And I don't need them. And the league doesn't need to hear them either. All we want is for you to buckle down, get with the wheel, and understand where the UEL is at and become the best gamer you can. Look, I've said it every single week. There is a difference between pro gamers and end gamers. And if you know, now you know. Everything the cat said is dead on. And I give him props for being a leader of the league and being able to share his unfettered opinion with us. That was his hot take. And this one was mine. Sometimes I rhyme slow, sometimes I rhyme quick. And if you can't be good, be quick. Just like that, it's over. All said and done. B-1 stealth bomber over the head. You didn't even know we were there. But I thank you for being there right here on another great episode of Technical Timeout on the Ultimate Endgamers League YouTube. And you can check us out each and every single Wednesday right here at 9 p.m. Eastern. That's 6 p.m. Pacific. And don't worry, we're about to get turned up. Oh, it's about to get hype. This Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I will be joining the UEL broadcast. Get excited. Ooh, boy. They've never been on a ride like this before with a host who can rap and control the maestro and at the same time kick it all prime. But I'm going to turn it up to 11 and bring all the hype. So we will see you Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday for all the hot UEL action. I can hardly wait. Be good to yourself and be kind to others. Pay it forward, play it forward. Rock like a party star, party like a rock star. Smile strong, laugh loud, and last but not least, please like, follow, and subscribe. I couldn't do it without you. We'll see you next time. Welcome to another fun-filled, fact-packed episode of Technical Timeout right here on the UEL's YouTube channel each and every single Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern. That's 6 p.m. Pacific. Week 3 is done. The race for $1 million continues mañana. But we've got a lot to talk about. Oh my gosh. I'm going to be name-checking a lot of you tonight. Hey, do you deserve to be in your tier? Are you looking at your contract and wondering, can I get traded? Well, we're going to talk about all that and so much more. So let's get locked in because I've got one question for you and one question only. Are you ready? Because it's time to break forth the rhythm and the rhyme. And it is time to get down like a clown, like Charlie Brown, and turn that frown upside down. And it is time for the UEL to shine. So what do you say we get down to that UEL beatdown? I'm Logan Student Summit, and my best quality here at the UEL is being tall, dark, handsome, and modest. But somebody has to pull it off, right? Well, I've got some questions, and hopefully you've got answers. Because here at the UEL, you can get with this or you can get with that. I think you get with this, because this is where it's at. So are you ready to get locked in? Oh boy, it's gonna be a barn burner! Let's get to the week that was. Life moves pretty fast, and if you don't stop and look around, you could miss it. Well, kids, do you like money? I know you do. Guess what? Roblox is in the news again. That's right, Roblox has announced its 6 billionth user. Yeah, it's true. Billion with a B. And guess what? They have been evaluated at over $40 billion. How crazy is that? Especially since 70% of their developers are in-game players that are being paid with in-game funds. Sounds like a child labor law issue to me. Is Roblox the new mafia? Just saying. The World Series of COD was right here in Viva Las Vegas this weekend, and the Falcons took home the trophy. But big ups to the second place COD Immunity team and my friend King Cryptix's roommate Unrational coming in second place and bringing home that $160,000 second place prize. Not bad for a day's worth of work playing some video games, right? And last but not least, the MTV VMAs happened this week. And guess what? Sabrina Carpenter kissed an alien on stage. Ooh, scary, right? But it made us think back to 2016 when Britney Spears kissed Christina Aguilera on stage. Sorry, I needed a moment. And it made Britney Spears go directly to social media. By the way, Britney, stop doing that. And she asked, why didn't she just kiss a girl? Well, maybe she did kiss a girl and she didn't like it, Britney. Maybe that's what she's into. Aliens? To each their own. And now it's time for the Champ and the Chump. The Champ and the Chump is brought to you by G Fuel. Head on over to gfuel.com. Use code Logan to save yourself a bunch of cash on all your G Fuel wants and needs. Trust me, you'll thank me in the morning. The champ this week has to be Dolo, going absolutely Dolomite on the competition in the finals and laying the smackdown that even The Rock would be proud of.
And they gave a completely valid reason for avoiding Overwatch, and this is what they needed. We said that these lineups might need to be too perfect for them to find the wins.
Goodness!
And the chump. Sad face. Has to go to the kitten, aka the cat. Oh my gosh. He says it was a button check issue that caused him to wreck at the end of the race. At the finish line in F1. I call shenanigans. That's a lie, Cat, and I'm calling you out on it right now. No button check issue. That was a time issue. You were playing with the clock. Bill Belichick would be proud, but you're a liar, liar, pants on fire. Tell me what you think in the comments.
This is the one Cat blew through in the first lap to get that penalty.
Now burn all the better.
No.
Oh my God!
Oh. Whoa!
And that was the best and the worst from the week that was. The champ and the chump. Now it's time for issues. And now it's time we talk in private because I've got some issues. And Issues is brought to you by Newer. Visit newer.com today and use code Logan to save yourself 20% off of all your creator wants and needs. That's right, newer.com. Use code Logan. Save yourself 20% off of all your pro gear at amateur pricing. Week 4 is upon us, and it's time we ask the tough questions. Is the fact that the league is going back into free agency after Season 9 deterring the teams from making trades within Season 9? Are they just trying to make it work? Well, a lot of the teams are saying that's what they're going to do this season. However, for the majority of the league, it ain't working. And it is time for some of these players to be looking at their contracts and looking for those clauses. And I ain't talking about St. Nick. Look, Shoguns, every single player on your roster should be quaking in their proverbial boots right now because none of you are safe. Yeah, Dolo, you look good during the finals, but none of you have a winning record. The Shoguns need a complete overhaul. I don't know if it's part of the culture that the team has created or if it's just a synergy that you are lacking within the chemistry and makeup of the squad. But something needs to happen, and it needs to happen now. Hollywood came out this week and said he is willing to trade Garto, his number 2. Well, Hollywood is the only one on the Blaze with a winning record, so the rest of you should be worried about your spots on the squad as well. The Blaze are looking better. However, the second half of their last game, they went 4-7, so there is some much needed improvement that they can still make. Now let's go a little bit crazy and talk about Psycho. Psycho is 8-14 on the season, and the last game he went 5-7 with the second worst record on the team, right behind a reserve player. Are you a real tier 2 or not? Inquiring minds want to know. You should be looking at your contract right now because if I'm standing where you're standing, I may be looking at apartments in other cities. The Cyclones will have to make that decision on their own. But speaking of Cyclones trades, the Cyclones keep telling us that they definitely got the better of the Silver trade. But from where I'm standing, Silver may not have been a golden trade. He has progressed outside of some fighting games, but his record is still trash. So has Hollywood proven to be an alchemist and trading in Silver to grab some gold in the future down the road? It certainly looks so. Silver and the Cyclones, the better of that trade? I don't think so. So the question still remains, who is the worst team in the league? Is it the Wolves? Is it the Shoguns? Maybe even the Paladins? But a lot of the teams in the leagues have not cemented their legacy for this season yet. There are moves that can be made, and moves you need to make. Don't start thinking about next season until season 9 is over. Yes, it's always good to have an eye down the road, but season 9 is here and only 20% of it is gone. We've still got 80% of the season to play. There's money to be made, baby. Are a lot of the teams just giving back to their players because this year is a money year? It certainly seems so, and that is a losing mentality. That is not a winner Mamba mentality. Speaking of non-winner mentalities, the Wolves have been rumored to not be practicing Lumina Rush. There's 33 games on the wheel. You are expected to know all of them. And guess what, Wolves? The new update just dropped. So why don't you pick up the sticks, the mouse and key, and get to practicing? Because you're going to need a lot of practice if you hope to pull this season out of the gutter. And like the great John Wooden once said, perfect practice makes perfect. You got to sit down and put in the time. Well, it looks like Lockdown took a cue from me, pulled down his magic 8-ball, and made some predictions. He happened to be right. DZ announced this week that he has stepped back from playing and took on a full-time coaching role. Good job, Lockdown. And the Cat, your current MVP and the 3-time defending champion, has come out and said some of the teams that are struggling with the 1 through 7 tiers should maybe knock it down to 5 like they did in the Season 8 finals. Easier said than done, Cat. Not everybody has the Reaper squad behind him. Also, I don't know who's in charge of catering over there in the UEL, but I gotta tell you this. The Ghosts look like they had the itis coming out of the half the other day. So next time, why don't you break out the orange slices, Mom? And each and every single week that the Reapers play, Cutters cuts somebody down. He is the Larry Bird of the league. He gets the gold star in trash talking, and this week was just like every other week. He said Carnage is garbage in Fortnite, and he called him a nerd after him did their part in Lumina Rush. Cutters, keep doing you. And now Flying Kittens, a.k.a. Stars. Let's have a talk. I need you to settle down. I love your enthusiasm, absolutely adore it, but you need to settle down a little bit and get locked in and focus up. You are not the Cat. Do not stand before the game is over. The Cat does that. It's not necessarily something you want to emulate, okay? keep your seat planted until you have won. And also, button check works both ways. You need to talk to the game master and make sure button check has not been called. I hope you do not make that mistake again. What did you learn? All right, I'm always talking trash about players. You know what? Let's talk about some good things that have happened in the league. Well, it depends on which side you're standing on. But let's talk about some uplifting league information. Hydro was able to take Pip-Boy in Street Fighter 6, even though Pip is a master level player. Way to go, Hydro. Gurren swept at Tekken. That was awesome. If you were there, oh, you could cut the electricity in the air. And Chicken Tech went 1v4 in Rainbow Six Siege to secure a win. It was downright dirty, like Shaquille O'Neal on flip-flops. Yo, Chris G looked really good racing in CTR, and he came in first place, and then he told the crowd, hey, that was my first time playing. Well, hopefully it won't be your last. I love the fact that Chris G is taking to the league and taking it seriously. If you watch any of his streams, he is practicing a lot of the wheel. And he definitely is a force to be reckoned with in Maelstrom now. Bo Seif told me the other day, I am the GOAT at Fortnite. And well, their clutch certainly was goatish. They're doing quite well this season. They're 13-6 on the season. And you know who's right behind them? Not quite a man yet, but Pizza Man is 12-7 on the season. And now it's time to make some predictions. I am currently 10-2 with my predictions, so let's break out the old Magic 8 Ball and see who's getting that win this week. In our Thursday edition of the UEL, we see the 1-1 Bandits going against the 0-2 Cyclones. Look, the Bandits beat the Paladins, but they lost to the Click, and the Cyclones have lost to both the Bots and the Blaze. Bandits, you need to show up and show out and show the rest of the league that you are a team to be contended with. Well, I got you winning this one. Let's see what happens. On the Friday night edition of the UEL, we've got the 1-1 Bots going against the 1-1 Ghosts. Look, the Ghosts have lost to the Reapers, best team in the league and the 3-time defending champions. They also lost to them without Cat, and they beat the Wolves. But here's the question, are the Wolves the worst team in the league? There may be a 3-place tie for that. The Wolves, the Paladins, and the Shoguns all are sitting at the bottom of the barrel. I've got the Bots taking this because the Bots only lost to the Ravens without Billy, but he'll be there this week. And in my match of the week, we see the X-Gods versus the Ravens. Look, the X-Gods are 2-0, and so are the Ravens. But the Ravens haven't exactly showed us all that much quite yet. Wonk, who and crew are going to need to do some work this week because it's the way I see it. The Reapers and the X-Gods are number one in this league. And until somebody can show me different, that's the way the ball bounces, G. I got the X-Gods and AJ taking this one to the bank. And in our Sunday edition of the UEL, we see the 0-1 Paladins go against the 1-0 Click. Look, from the Paladins camp, I keep hearing they're branding. They're creating a creator team. What does that mean? Get some wins for the love of everything that is good in this league. The name of the game is winning, and you haven't shown the rest of the league that you can do that quite yet. The Click beat the Bandits, but what does that really show in the long run? Well, we're going to find out this week if the Click have what it takes to be at the top of the heap. I see the Click taking this one. All right, let's find out how I did. Most likely to what? Most likely to be tall, dark, handsome, and modest? Already won that battle. And now it's time for 5 questions. And now it's time for 5 questions. Look, I've got questions, and hopefully you've got answers. Our guest this week is none other than the Tier 1 from the Click. It's my friend, your friend, and the league's friend. It is Chicken Tech.
Yo, what's up?
Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. Let's jump right in. As the Tier 1 on your team, what do you need to do better to get your team back to those winning ways?
Honestly, like the scoreboard had a big gap, but it like a lot of the games were really close. Like for example, the finals, right? Like we had it at like 95% to victory, and then they was able to bring it back, but we just couldn't retake. And so it's just like little minor things with like a like team synergy type deal stuff with like a little bit of coverage expansion needed. But other than that, like we're coming together. We've all played together at one point or another, but where we've all never played together, so it's like a little finicky, but it's coming together. It's coming together.
And you think time will be the telling factor in this, right? The more you guys get the opportunity to practice and play together, this will work itself out with the 80% of the remainder of the season?
Yep. By playoffs, I think you're going to see a lot different game when it comes to the Reapers, because it will be us in the finals or the conference finals.
Strong statement. We'll be watching. I love it. I love that. Yes, let the Reapers know that they're not just sitting up there all high and mighty without any competition below, because I know you guys are chomping at the heels. Now, question number 2. What is your favorite anime? My favorite anime happens to be Cowboy Bebop, and my favorite movie is Ninja Scroll. Where do you fall in line?
Cowboy Bebop for sure that will always be my favorite. Like 100% hands down, like that'll never change. Close second is Naruto.
Ooh. My friend Merc Anthony would like to sit down and watch how many thousands of episodes of that? Man, there's too many episodes in anime. You can literally watch some of these for the rest of your life and not finish them. It's absolutely insane. Question number 3. There is a rumor around the league that you have a no trade clause and a tier 1 exclusivity clause built into your contract. Is there any truth to that rumor, or are you really good at negotiation?
So I used to have a no trade clause. Okay. But with this season, I don't see me getting traded. And even if I do have the exclusivity tier 1 within the contract. So if I do get traded, I'm still at tier 1 because I know what my value is. And that's kind of my goal, is to bring everybody else's team everybody else on the team to bring their value up as well. And so everybody, if they want to go somewhere else, if they want to stay together, whatever, everybody's in a better spot all around.
It's so very important to know your worth. That's why there's managers and agents, and because it's so very hard to negotiate for yourself. So I commend you on any clauses that you're able to fit into your contract. I may have to give you a call sometime.
Hey man, a line's always open.
I appreciate that, but I'm like West Coast, baby. I could call you at like 2 a.m. Anyways, we'll save that for another night. All right, here we go. I think the kids would say pause on that. I think so. Anyways, question number 4. Living or dead, you can have dinner with any celebrity. Which one are you breaking bread with?
It's definitely got to be Leonardo DiCaprio. He just seems like a really peculiar individual.
Leo. Well, I got to tell you, I met him when he was younger. He used to hang out with an actor friend of mine in New York City, Andrew Davoli, who got capped in the middle of the street on The Sopranos season 4. Go check it out. But I got to meet Leo, and I'll have you know, he is just as weird as you hope he is. Yeah, actors and actresses are a little loopy. Imagine having to watch yourself on screen every day. I go bonkers. Now imagine how they feel.
Yeah, I'm sorry to a little bit. Not as much as them, but it's coming there.
All right. Question number 5. There's a rumor around the league that you did not play in the finals last season because of nerves. Now, I am a huge proponent of the fact that we do not talk enough about the mental game of esports. So, part 2 of this. Was it indeed nerves? And if so, how did you overcome that? Let's try to make this a learning experience for the rest of the league.
So it wasn't nerves. That was not it at all. I don't really get nervous when I play, but that's not the reason for me sitting out. I would say like the main reason is like on paper, it didn't make sense for me to go in because where I was at, if the team started doing a little bit more work on the games that I was good at, they should have been able to secure those. And then having that other person in just gave a little extra oomph to all the other games. And that was kind of the idea, but things happen. They got it. GG's to the Reapers.
GG's all around. Now, I got a bonus question for you, because I know you want to talk about it, because I jumped into your stream the other day, and you stopped playing, put the controller down, and you're like, Logan, Logan, let me just, before I end up on technical timeout, let me explain something to you. So I'm going to give you your moment to shine. What the heck happened in Lumina Rush?
A very bad call is what happened. So apparently at the beginning of the game, Zach, or the game master, had told the Reapers that there's no resetting. But nobody on our team was told that at all, and it's not in the rules at all. It's been fixed now, though. So, like, resetting is still allowed. Okay. But just for our game, it's one of those situations. It sucks. What are you going to do about it? Just hopefully it don't happen again.
Yeah, this is one of those where I always ask, what did you learn?
Yep.
All right.
Well, and because of that, I would have had a positive record, by the way, if it wasn't for that.
All right. And by the way, I might be mentioning your 1v4 in Rainbow Six Siege a little bit later, but that's for another time, all right? Yo, thank you so much to the tier 1 of the click. Thank you, Chicken Tech. I appreciate you.
100%. I appreciate you having me on, brother.
And now it's time to find out who we're going to blame. The blame game, baby! And now it's time to play the blame game. That's right, the segment you asked for, and ask and you shall receive. My guest this week is none other than the Shogun's owner. It is Black Diamond, baby!
What's good, everybody? How we feeling?
Welcome to the show. Are you ready to play the blame game?
Yeah, I mean, if I must.
I get it. I know if I was sitting in your seat, the hot seat, if you will, I would have trepidations as well. Let's get into it. Look, as the owner of the Shoguns, I have to ask you, it has been a lackluster start to the season. There is a lot of talk around the league about trades here, trades there, or do you just wait for free agency at the end of the season and try to make it work within the season? Hollywood says Kara shouldn't even be playing. Dolo has shown up, but no one has a winning record. Chris G is practicing. We know that the team is headed in the right direction, but this is what's been happening to the Shoguns.
I think that ghost has gotten away as whatever prop they were. May even be standing still at this point. No, there's a call out. And again, is it this car that they're... No.
I wonder if that's real or the telekinesis. It must be. We see the pin, and that ends up KIC. And KIC is just putting the pressure on, similar to what happened to him in these other games. He's not giving you room to breathe. This is going to be a lot of plus frames. Good job by Chris G waiting it out just to see if there was a follow-up. Nice duck! Is that the punish? It is not. Unfortunately, that'll be the round.
KIC
a very good set of...
All right, I know that makes you want to tear up a little bit and cry, but as the owner, you gotta tell me who's to blame for this Shogun start.
Right now, I'll just put it on preparation, right? So the team, if you really look at it, is a bunch of new pieces coming together. So I actually don't agree that it's been a lackluster performance, because our first game we went up against half of a championship squad, and the only reason why we lost some of the games was literally because of setups or comms. But you know, you guys don't come here to hear that, more or less. But it's kind of hard for me to place the blame on any one particular thing when I could point to minute things going wrong just from lack of preparation, and then just to show up in week 2 and really give the Ravens a real run for their money. I would just blame it on time. That's it. It's the Shogun's era. It's coming soon. So I really don't care what people around the league say.
Yep.
That's up to them. I just wait for the results to prove I'm proud of my team.
Well, you know what? So, look, we're only 20% into the season. We've got 80% of the season left to go. So, the growing pains that you're having will work themselves out as the team gets to practice, develop chemistry, and get that synergistic collaboration that they need to have to be successful. You think that will just naturally come throughout the season?
Absolutely. My team is full of very strong-willed people. Mentally, when I look at it, when I put the team together in the offseason, that was the number one thing I look for, was the mentality. Skill is always going to be there, but what's your actual mentality towards it? And I can say I've got a team full of dogs, even players that haven't played necessarily. So, like I said, the league can say what they want to say. If we got, or I should say, doubters within the league, I don't think everybody's doubting us. But I actually like it this way, because when you come out and put your foot on somebody's neck, it is what it is.
Yeah, no one ever sees the underdog coming until they're up there in your face, biting you, Mr. Postman, all day long. But I have to ask you, if you're saying preparation is the main problem, then My other question is coaching have something to do with that? Or is it just sitting down with the team and getting them to the point that they need to be comfortable with each other?
No, I don't think it's any of that. I think distance is the problem. We got players that are traveling in. Obviously, Chris G from Vegas. We got two players that are traveling 2 hours south of the venue, give or take. So the time to come into the venue and actually prepare was our first game. Once we knocked out those issues, we showed everybody that we can play. And honestly, it was a questionable call that really led to us even losing against the Ravens. So I'm not trying to blame the refs. If I'm going to play the blame game, we took the proper steps to prepare in that instance, and it resulted in what should have been 11 wins, and really we were going to win roller champs. So if I had to blame it on anything, it's just distance. Distance is the issue. But as you can see, off of two go-rounds, we had minimal preparation issues. So do with that what you will.
Fair enough. I like the honesty. You know what? Preparation is key. Like I said earlier on today, the great John Wooden once said, perfect practice makes perfect. And I am sure with that alliteratory statement, the Shoguns will put down the practicing and get it done. And I can't wait to see what your team does for the rest of the season. And I wish you nothing but the best for the rest of this year. Black Diamond, thanks for being a guest.
Oh, yeah, much appreciated. And just keep an eye on the team. Can't wait to prove those naysayers wrong.
And we'll be watching. And now it's time for my hot take. And Hot Take is brought to you by Newhouse. That's right, visit newhouse.com today. Use code LoganRadioRocks to save yourself tons of cash on all that furniture your butt has been asking you for. The holidays are right around the corner. Go to newhouse.com right now and get yourself that sweet, sweet, sweet furniture that you've always wanted. Use code LoganRadioRocks. Each week on Hot Take, I give you my opinion. And I know you're thinking, would you be quiet already? Well, I would love for you to tell me to shut up, but the league hasn't done it quite yet. I cannot believe that we're heading into week 4, and I still have to talk about button check, button check, button check, setups, and you know what? A lot of come on already. Week 4, LG Skater Girl, no button check, come on. Hydro leaving StarCraft open during Overwatch 2? Come on. Blue saying, wait till I start practicing these games? It's week 4. When are you going to start practicing? Please. First of all, don't ever say that out loud. Don't let the rest of the league know. But also, start practicing. The Wolves didn't turn in a lineup. Look, you're arguably the worst team in the league. How do you get off not turning in a lineup? That almost proves that you are absolutely the bottom of the barrel. Bo Seif and Psycho, let's talk. How are you going to pick the same car in Forza? How is that a thing? You're on the same team. Just look and say, hey, what car you got, bro? Oh, okay. And then pick another one. Communication is key. And the Reapers and the Blaze got caught practicing before the game? Come on. What is this, JV? No, we're playing for $1 million. Get your head in the game. Get locked in. Practice is before you come to play. And the Shoguns. Come on. Setups. Practice them. Practice them. Practice your setups. That Tekken debacle was just tragic. I mean, there are no excuses for that. You can do better. We are heading into week 4, playing for $1 million. This is not a joke. This is your living. You do this as a professional gamer in the UEL. Start acting like it. And that's my hot take. Time flies when you're having fun. Hey, Logan, that's me. Come on and get some. Did you get yours today? I certainly hope you did. And thank you for being here. Each and every single Wednesday night, we break down the UEL better than anyone else can. Right here, 9 p.m. Eastern. That's 6 p.m. Pacific on the UEL YouTube channel. I thank you for being here. Remember, the race for $1 million continues tomorrow. We've got 4 days of UEL hot action, and I'll be there with you each and every single step of the way. So make sure you get locked in to all of the hot UEL action. Man, it's been a good time. I hope you had fun. Be good to yourself and be kind to others. Pay it forward, play it forward. Rock like a party star, party like a rock star. Smile strong, laugh loud. Last but not least, please like, follow, and subscribe so you will know when to keep up with me, the UEL, and all the awesomeness that is the Ultimate Endgamers League. I'm Logan Summit, and this has been Technical Timeout. Welcome to another episode of your mom's favorite esports talk show, Technical Timeout, right here on the Ultimate Endgamers League YouTube channel. Each and every single Wednesday night at 6 p.m. Pacific, that is 9 p.m. Eastern. And boy, did we have an amazing week of games. We have moved beyond the blowout meta and into the down and dirty UEL Season 9 action, like a party at Pigpen's house. And like a bad Steven Seagal movie, no one in the UEL is willing to back down, and the competition is rising to the occasion with throat punches and groin kicks for everyone to enjoy. And as a fan of the league, I am enjoying it. Like a kid taking off his training wheels for the first time and bolted down the driveway to freedom and neighborhood supremacy. Ooh, the UEL is rocking the body that rocks the party, so get out your seat and jump around. Heck yeah, throw your hands in the air, wave them like you just don't care. Season 9 is in full effect, and the race for $1 million continues tomorrow. So I've got one question for you, and one question only. Are you ready? Because it's time to break forth the rhythm and the rhyme. It's time to get down like a clown, like Charlie Brown, and turn that frown upside down. And it is time for the UEL to shine. So what do you say we get down to that UEL beatdown? Logan Summit, and I believe one bottle of baby oil is sufficient. This week we will discuss the fact that I am 14-2 in my Season 9 picks, not too shabby, and the competition in the UEL has stiffened. No trades, no problem, but someone has been practicing, and it finally feels like we're playing for $1 million. You're locked in, I'm locked in. Let's get locked in and turn this up to 11, because it's time for the week that was. Life moves pretty fast, and if you don't stop and look around, you could miss it. Can you do a kickflip? Tony Hawk can, and Activision is about to flip back into one of the best sport games of all existence. Tony Hawk and Activision have announced they are back into continuing one of pop culture's video game zeitgeist. Pro Skater is back, baby! The partnership will continue with another radiation that promises more tricks, spills, and of course a killer soundtrack. By the way, being a content creator these days certainly has its perks. Between hot twing your way into a podcast supremacy or becoming the next celebrity boxer, you can certainly make your way in the world today. Now you can add video game company co-owner to that list of things you can accomplish. That's right, Amaranth. Yes, Amaranth has been made an owner of Wild Card Gaming. Okay. Let's not forget, she makes an average of $10,000 at night sleeping on stream. So this may be a little bit more work than she's accustomed to. No, Diddy, pause. This week, federal authorities seized over 1,000 bottles of baby oil from Diddy's homes in NYC and Miami. Tell me, these babies made that oil? Isn't that how we got into this problem in the first place? And now it's time for the champ and the chump. And now it's time for the best and the worst from the week that was. That's right, the champ and the chump, baby. The champ and the chump is brought to you by G Fuel. Head on over to gfuel.com. Use the code Logan to save yourself a ton of money on your favorite energy drink. That's right, go to gfuel.com, use code Logan, and save yourself a ton of cashish. You'll thank me. And this week's champ is none other than Elise, our Chief Wellness Officer right here at the UEL. And while she is breaking down glass ceilings, she's also helping us keep our esports mindset intact. That's right, I always say we need more esports mentality conversation. And Elise is helping us get it done right here at the UEL.
And again, right, there's the whole thing. It's the game that you're in, but then the environment that you're in and the different personalities. Like, you have to be able to tune it out or be able to feed off of it. Again, depending on what game we're playing, depending on where we are in the game, depending on where we are on the board. It's just a lot of moving parts that become seamlessly together to create this environment.
And now it's time for our sad face. Oh, Billy the Goat doesn't live up to his name. He lost to Connor and Tekken.
Coming in with the king.
Yeah, I mean, Billy's still on that victor, but hopefully Connor might be able to get up to something with that grab.
Connor's going to come in here and show
Connor
what he's got.
goes crazy and
I
takes out Billy.
Connor was 16-7 on the day, whereas Billy did prove to be a true tier 1 at 8-2. But Billy, I need you to live up to the GOAT moniker, baby! And now it's time we should talk in private, because I've got some issues. And Issues is brought to you by Newer. Go to newer.com right now and use code Logan to save yourself up to 20% off all your creator needs and wants. It's pro gear at amateur pricing. My entire studio is built from Newer, and yours should be too. First, what a week. Now it feels like we're playing for $1 million. We've had 6 straight games within a 4-point spread, and I am 14-2 in my picks this season. Not too shabby. The Bandits went on an 8-1 run to end the match versus the Cyclones, while the Cyclones forfeited Rainbow Six really late in the game. They couldn't get the setup, and I am sick and tired of talking about setups. It's week 5 already. Bosif continues to carry the team at 19-11, with Jury doing their part at 23-12. Pizza, not quite a man yet, contributing strongly at 19-11, even though his team has been heard saying he is not pulling his weight. Is he going to be made a scapegoat for a trade this season? We'll find out. Lucci at 12-6 may be the most improved player candidate on his team. After tying it up at 7-7, the bots explode with a 5-1 run to beat the Ghost. While Spicy was not hot, 16-7, well below a T1 expectation. And Hydro, a team worse, 13-19. Is Billy in the MVP conversation at 15-5? I think so. Mordecai, 19-10, went 5-0 in fighting games against the Ghost. And the bots won strategy and fighting games a combined 8-1. So we know where they are strong like the bull. Are the X-Gods a shoo-in for the South Conference Championship? They're the last unbeaten team in the conference and the second best team in the league behind your returning champions, the Reapers. X-Gods won shooting and strategy, a combined 8-2. Josh Backwards went 10-2 in the match as a rookie, and KIC at 19-16 is underperforming, has a worse win rate than the team average. While on the flip side of that coin, the X-Gods have 5 players in the top 10 in the league overall records. The other 5, all Reapers. So the question is, who are the Paladins? Are they the team that went 7-14 against the Bandits? Or are they the 13-14 team that played the Click? They look like they could be a playoff team against the Click, but they let the opportunity slip away. And now they have a tough schedule coming up. The Reapers, Ravens, Bots, Ghost, and X-Gods over the next 5 weeks. What's up with TLG? Needs a little bit of TLC at 16-13. And Imperial at 5-15? Ooh, you can do better. Chicken Tech is on par at 18-14. And Carnage, 15-20, only has a winning record in shooters. Needs to be better. Jekyll is leading the team 22-14 with no losing record in any genre and the only champion on the squad. With rookie and Vegas native King Cryptics making their debut with the Paladins this week, will he be the catalyst for winning ways? I certainly hope so. And finally, stop forfeiting Jected Rivals. It's one of the coolest games on the wheel, and I need to see it played out more. Flappy Birds, meets Fall Guys x Twisted Metal. Everything about that spells fun. Also, be a personality in this league. Make us care about your story. Because if you don't care, we don't care. And now it's time to make some predictions. I am currently 14-2 in my predictions, and I'm just saying, if we had gambling in the UEL, you'd be making bank. On the Thursday edition of the UEL, we will see the Blaze take on the Bots. And if this season is telling us anything, I gotta be honest with you, the Blaze might be called the Summits at the end of this year. I got the Bots and Billy taking this one to the bank. We'll see you on January 18th, Hollywood. And on Friday, we've got the 0-3 Cyclones taking on AJ and the X-Gods. And if you are where I'm standing, the X-Gods are the number 2 team in this league, no doubt, right behind the Reapers, your defending champions. So, Cyclones, you got your work cut out for you. Have fun with that. Unless there's a natural disaster, you don't have this. On Saturday, another 0-3 team, the Shoguns, take on the Bandits. And some folks over at Inside the Wheel feel like the Shoguns could see their first win of the season. However, that's not the case. But mark it down on your calendars, kids. December 7th sees the 0-3 Shoguns go against the 0-3 Cyclones. And at the end of that battle, somebody will have a win. And on the Sunday edition of the UEL, we see the 3-time defending champions against the Paladins. They are 0-2 right now, and even with rookie sensation King Cryptix coming into the mix and making his appearance in the UEL studio for the first time, I don't think the Paladins have what it takes to beat the defending champions. The Reapers still have to show us that they are not the best team in the league. But they are. Yeah. Now let's check it on the Magic 8 Ball and see how we did. Signs point to yes. Sounds like my dating history. And now it's time for 5 questions. I've got questions and hopefully you've got answers. It's time for 5 questions. And this week's guest is none other than the Ravens GM, Wonk Ho.
Hello. Oh, man.
Thanks for being here. I totally appreciate you taking time out of your day to answer some questions. And the first one, you know what? The first one's going to be the most obvious. I have to ask, what's it like being a woman in esports today?
Man, it's something. I mean, I've always said it, like, whenever I play, obviously not this season, but when I do play, I'm never thinking about the fact that, like, I'm a woman. I just look at myself as equal to all the boys, all the men playing. But I don't know. It's something. Like, it's certainly an experience, and it was an honor to be the first female in the UEL. And I'm hoping we can see some more coming in through the doors next season, maybe.
Season 10's looking good. We'll find out. I mean, who wouldn't want to be part of the UEL with the way that it's growing exponentially? I don't care. Male, female, they or them. We welcome all people in the UEL. Yes. And remember that U stands for you can be a pro gamer too. All right. Question 2. I gotta ask. I see it all the time. How do I cop one of those Ravens plushies?
So, we're not sponsored, but there's a company that makes, they make, a bunch of fun little characters. I actually have another one right here. This is a little moth guy. I'm gonna drop the company name, but you guys should sponsor us. Squishables.
I randomly like that name. Squishables.
Exactly. It's great. I randomly walked into Spencer's one day, and he was sitting there, and I was like, "Oh my god, that's literally our logo in a plush!" And funny enough, his name ended up being King Raven, like on the actual tag, and that's what I've always called like the logo. Yeah, it was too perfect, but
that was a synergistic moment in the Ravens' history right there. Walked into Spencer's and said, "Oh, I found a Raven." I figured his name would be Edgar. Alan Poe? Anyways.
Yeah, no, that would have made sense too.
Just saying. All right, I gotta ask you this question. I feel like a lot of us in chat need to know this. What's up with Exile?
Oh man, I knew I was gonna get this question, and I've chosen to not speak on it because I don't like to reel myself into the drama. But simply enough, Exile's a good guy. Like, he really is a good guy, and I want him to be able to display the talent he has, and I don't think he's really going to mesh well with us. I think we kind of just already have, like, our starting squad. But, yeah, I mean, if somebody wants him, hit me up.
Yo!
Because y'all talk about free Exile, and you're not hitting me up.
Yo, we're gonna need t-shirts, free Exile. Yo, all you gotta do is pick up that phone, right? Or, hey, Discord's easy enough. Question number 4. Which is it, Goth or Alt?
Oh my god, okay. I don't really put myself into a box.
Good, I like that. I like that.
I've been called UEL's emo queen for the longest, but I'm definitely... Sorry, that was I am Herb giving me a phone call right now. He must have forgot. He wanted to say something, but no, I'm I don't know. I would say I'm more of like a metalhead than anything. Okay. I grew up on it, and it's still definitely just a part of me, but we can go with alternative, I guess, to make it.
Favorite metal band, then? What's your favorite metal band?
Oh, man.
Just give me one. Come on.
If you know me, you know I love Motionless in White. You know that's the number one, and then Ghost Kid is probably a close second, but I could go on and on all day about all the bands.
Funniest part about that, I don't know either of them. Neither. I've never heard of either of them. My Google is going off right now. I'm like, hold on a second, let me look this up. Does that rhyme with Bieber? Because I don't. Anyways, all right. Question number 4. We've moved on to question number 5, and this one I like to ask. Turn the mirror on yourself here. What do you need to do as the Ravens GM to better help your squad prove to be a legacy team and get this season moving in the correct direction?
I feel like the biggest thing is accountability. When mistakes are made, they can't just be like swept under the rug and like, oh, it's okay, you know, it's all right. No, it's not okay. And we need to point out those mistakes, work on them, get better, and just win. Like that's what we always say, just win, which we didn't do in the last game. So.
Hey, I'm 14-2, and you were my first loss, by the way. I bet against you. I know. But here's the thing: is I woke up that morning, and the goat Billy texts me, "I'm not gonna be there today." Well, Billy, you should have told me that yesterday.
Oh man, Billy, come on.
Come on.
I want to run it back.
Well, you're gonna get a chance to at some point this season, if hopefully. I got a 6th question because I need to know, how'd you get the name?
Oh, man. So, funny enough, I got it while playing Fortnite back in, like, 2017. And back then I was just a goofy teenager, I guess you could say. But,
aren't we all?
Man, some people would say that. Some people would be like, no, you're just cringe, and that's okay. That's fine. Because I would agree. But I was getting shot at. We were getting rushed by a team, and I'm just screaming, "Wonk, wonk, wonk!" like an alarm or something. I don't know. And then my mother comes into my room. She's like, "Hey, I'm going to the grocery store. You need anything?" I was like, "Yeah. Can I get some wonkus?" I was like, "Wonkus."
Yeah.
I meant yoo-hoos, but I was like, "Wonku." Hold on, that could be wonky. I'm a wonky person. This is it. This is the name. And ever since then, the Wonku legacy was born, and go by like 50 other names too, but it's mainly Wonku.
Well, I love the name. It's got personality to it. And I talk about how we need more personalities here in the UEL this week. So thank you for showing up, showing out, and showing everybody what a true personality from the UEL is all about. Let's say it with me. Thank you, Wonk.
Thank you all for having me. It was such an honor. That sounded sarcastic.
Yeah, it did, but everything I say sounds sarcastic, so I get it. Now it's time for the blame game, baby! And now it's time to find out who we blame this week. Oh, it's going to get down and dirty. And I've got your friend in mind, Mr. Matt Lehman. He is the GM of your Bandits. Matt, thanks for being here today.
You bet. Happy to be here.
Well, don't say that too quickly. It is the blame game. Look, you asked for it, and asking you shall receive. So here's the deal. I am sick and tired of talking about setup issues and incorrect lineups. This is week 5. We're playing for $1 million. Oh, man, you know what? Just show me the clip.
Heading into StarCraft, or rather not heading into StarCraft, because the Bandits are going to hand that one over to the Cyclones. Slow the bleeding, but we actually are going to get a forfeit from the Bandits, surprisingly, just extending that lead.
Matt, that's got to tug at your heartstrings. Maybe even make a little tear come to the side of your eye. Now, you cannot blame yourself, but as the GM, who do you blame for this nonsense?
I mean, it's tough because I've got my guys doing multiple roles. I'm a GM that's away. I'm not there. So I've got my guys juggling things. One of my guys recommended bringing someone that's not part of the Tier 7 to join. And we didn't really follow up on that. We said no. And so because of that, Jury and Scarlet, they got overwhelmed. And so we're looking to fix it. But it's a matter of they are doing their job as Tier 1 and Tier 2, but having to take over from me. So if I had to blame them, it would be them because they put in the lineup, but I was the one that put them in that situation.
You know what? Each and every single week, everybody always wants to blame themselves, and I get that. Accountability is key here in the UEL, so I love that you're trying to look out for your guys and you want to throw a block for them, but at the end of the day, Jury and Scarlet, Tier 1, Tier 2 respectively, it's your fault. And Matt, thank you so much for being on the blame game.
All right. Thanks, Logan.
Hey, now it's time for my hot take. And Hot Take is brought to you by Newhouse. Go to newhouse.com right now and use code LoganRadioRocks to save yourself tons of cashish on all the furniture that you want. Trust me, you don't want a gaming chair. You need an office chair. Sit like a boss. You think Bill Gates sits in a gaming chair? Nah, I don't think so. All right, each and every single week on Hot Take, I give you my unfettered opinion, and just to prove to you that it's just a stream of consciousness, I throw on the shades. Now, I've been meaning to tell you about a story for a few weeks. I was walking down the strip, rocking some Vans sneakers, and I heard a group of kids walk by me and snicker to themselves, "Look at that old guy trying to be cool wearing Vans. Look! Vans are 45 years old, so you're welcome. I gave you Vans. The generation before you gave us Uggs, which are short for ugly, and your generation gave us Crocs, which are just a crock of... So you know what? Understand that styles come back and forth, and you need to know those Converse All-Stars you're wearing? Yep. You're welcome for those as well. And you know what? At 46 years old, I have done a lot and accomplished a lot. So you should probably look both ways before you cross the street. I'm just saying, whatever happened to appreciating your elders? I need respect. And you need to respect the awesome style that I brought forth. Now, I'm sorry for the whole trucker cap thing in the early 2000s. That's on me as well. But Vans, Converse One Stars, you're welcome. And that's my hot take. We did it like this, we did it like that, we did it with a wiffle ball bat. So I'm on the run, the cops got my gun, and right about now, I know you had some fun. Thank you for joining me right here on another great, fun-filled, fact-packed episode of Technical Timeout on the Ultimate Endgamers League YouTube channel. You can catch us each and every single Wednesday night at 6 p.m. Pacific, that's 9 p.m. Eastern. Look, tomorrow, the race for $1 million continues, and the action is just getting bigger, better, badder, and hotter. So tune in, join me and the rest of the team as we bring you all of the UEL action. Be good to yourself and be kind to others. Pay it forward, play it forward. Rock like a party star, party like a rock star. Smile strong, laugh loud, and last but not least, please like, follow, and subscribe so you will know when I will be live once again, giving you the Ultimate Endgamers League inside scoop. I'm Logan Summit, and it's been my pleasure to hang out with you. Take care of yourself, and if you can't be good, be quick. Welcome to another fun-filled, fact packed episode of Technical Timeout. It's your mother's favorite esports talk show right here each and every single Wednesday night on the Ultimate Endgamers League YouTube channel at 6 p.m. Pacific. That's 9 p.m. Eastern or Atlantic for speedy. And of course, always available video on demand. This week, the league did exactly what they were supposed to do. The wins and the losses were exactly what I said they would be. I am currently 17-3 in my picks. Not too shabby, if I do say so myself. However, one team took social media to try to tell me I'm the chump. Well, it's a good thing the X-Gods and the Reapers are in separate conferences, kids, because I'm calling it right now. Our UEL finals on January 18th will see the X-Gods versus the Reapers. Think I'm wrong? Tell me in the comments below. But as it currently stands, there are two teams head and shoulders above the rest of the league, and everybody else is battling it out for mediocrity. The battle for $1 million continues mañana as season 9 is in full effect. So I got one question for you and one question only. Are you ready? Because it's time to break forth the rhythm and the rhyme. It's time to get down like a clown like Charlie Brown and turn your frown upside down. And it is time for the UEL to shine. So let's get down to that UEL beatdown. Logan Summit, and I just want to be held. So what do you say we get this show on the road and get locked in? It's time for the week that was. Life moves pretty fast, and if you don't stop and look around, you could miss it. Newly reformed rock act Linkin Park will perform the 2024 League of Legends World Championship Anthem, and that's after a 7-year hiatus. That's right, they got the band back together after the death of frontman Chester Bennington. Linkin Park have recently announced the addition of Emily Armstrong as their frontwoman. Unfortunately, social media reminded us that she supported Danny Masterson. Yeah, you know, that guy from the 70s show who was in prison for the rest of his life with Ron Jeremy? Yeah, that guy. But in the end, it doesn't matter. Mortal Kombat 1 Chaos Reigns, which is a story campaign that offers new additions to the MK1 roster, including Sector, Noob Saibot, and Cyrax. The new campaign was released September 24th, and it also features Ghostface, the T-1000 Terminator, and Conan the Barbarian. Guess what, kids? Get excited, because Animality finishing moves are for everybody. Yeah, get your animal on. Andre 3000 is one of the greatest rappers to ever grace a microphone and one half of the Grammy-winning rap group Outkast. However, he put down the mic as he says he can't rap about colonoscopies. I beg to differ, but he hasn't stopped making music and touring. Nope, he dropped New Blue Sun, a spiritual jazz album in which Andre plays the flute. The flute? Who plays the flute? No one wants to see that except for Jethro Tull. So pick up a mic and shake it like a Polaroid picture on stage. Plus, there was this one time at band camp. Just saying. And now it's time for the champ and the chump. And now it's time for the best and the worst from the week that was. It's time for the champ and the chump. Bring me those highlights. The Champ and the Chump is brought to you by G Fuel. Use code Logan at gfuel.com and save yourself a bunch of money. Remember, don't drink water, fish piss in it. Drink G Fuel. The champ this week is the X-Gods and the Tier 1 AJ and the Tier 2 Nexus, both going 9-1, showing up and showing out in their win against the Cyclones.
AJ, not so much, and there you go, almost a perfect reflection of each other. These are two sports Tier 1s.
And then Nexus standing up with that 9-1 as well. Same record as his Tier 1. They've gone in for a lot of similar games.
And now, sad face. The Clique sent in the wrong lineup. After the game, the Paladins were given the win, only because of the Clique setup issues. I am sick and tired of talking about setups. This is the last time I'm going to mention setups. Maybe. Do better.
Those guys in these tier positions are in these positions because of the roles they fill. And it looks like we heard a timeout click from the floor right now, so meaning somebody's not able to get to all the perks.
And now it's time for issues. And now it's time we talk in private, because I've got some issues. And Issues is brought to you by Newer. Visit newer.com right now for all your content creator needs and wants. Use code Logan to save over 20% off of pro gear at amateur pricing. I'm reading off of a Newer teleprompter right now, and you could be too. Visit newer.com and use code Logan to save tons of cash. Who can beat the X-Gods? Or the Reapers? That's the question. We are halfway through the season with a big-time playoff bonus. That's $5,300 to play video games. What are you going to do to secure your cut of that do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do? I think some trades might be in order. Do the Ravens and the Bots have a trade between KIC for La Bamba? Just saying, it might solve some problems. Do the Blaze need to trade El Garto for a fighter, or maybe even Jekyll? Hollywood has alluded to the fact that he'd be willing to look into a trade for El Garto. So your days might be numbered, my friend. Showing up late, button check setups, the incorrect lineups, oh my! The Click, Bots, Blaze, and the Paladins, you need to get locked in. Rosif, bro. NCAA, what happened? I haven't seen that many interceptions since Brett Favre retired. Yes, he holds the interception record. That's a more you know moment, kids. On the flip side, the Bandits blocked a field goal, and you don't see that every day. Dictator Chicken had Skullgirl issues. Sin wants to be Racer of the Year, and then DNFs in Forza? Come on, man! Boar was a detriment to his team once again with some unfriendly fire in Fortnite. Watch those guns, kids. Chris G got beat in Dragon Ball Fighters and blamed his controller. Button check? Maybe. Cat called Cutters a bot in a Valorant practice. Is there dissension in the ranks on the Reapers? Nah, they're just winning. Aspect went 13-0. Congratulations. Asajj, aka Josh Backwards, is making a bid for MVP at 37-6, and his duck season in the Rookie of the Year contention at 25-21. Well, we shall see. X-Ray managed to beat Silver in Street Fighter 6. Does anyone still think that was a good trade? And if you were paying attention, the Bots played a new strategy in Ragnarok, and it worked. Changing the meta, Billy. Love it. And finally, let's talk about the Paladins. Michigan FF their way into giving me my third loss of the season. Did I mention I'm 18-3? The Click handed them the win after they had setup issues with an incorrect lineup change. Unfortunately, we taped the show on Sundays and Monday, so last week I regrettably made an error as the Click had what we thought was a win. Bad Click, bad Click. However, both Paladin owners took to social media to call me out. By the way, who talks trash on LinkedIn? I encourage all trash talk, but let's keep it to Twitter where it belongs. And as far as King Cryptic's not being in the lineup, well, you lost. So maybe he should have been starting. Furthermore, don't you have better things to do with your time? Like trying to figure out how to get your team a legitimate win? Burn. And now, let's make some predictions. I am currently 17-3 in my predictions, so let's grab the old Magic 8 Ball and see who's going to get a win this week. By the way, did I mention I went 4-0 last week? Just saying. On the Thursday edition of the UEL, we see the 0-3 Shoguns versus the 1-2 Click. Now, no player on the Shoguns has a winning record. It's true. The Shoguns have lost the last 2 games by a combined 7 points, playing it close, but coaching mistakes like using all 5 timeouts in the first half are butting them in the behind like a dog after a postman. The Click will bounce back and show the Shoguns that showing up on time has its benefits. And on the Friday night game, we will see the 0-2 Wolves versus Billy and the 3-1 Bots. The Bots have sent in the wrong lineup for Ragnarok last week, but it didn't matter in this game. However, when it gets to the playoffs, kids, can you fix those simple errors? That could be the difference between a win against a team like the X-Gods and a loss. Can the Bots stop sending in the bubbles for sporting games? He's played more sports games than any other Bot player, and he is 1-7. Stop. The bots can be on cruise control, though. Their remaining schedule is kind of cake. They've got the Wolves, the Paladins, Shoguns, Cyclones, Blaze, and then the X-Gods. And somebody send a telegram to the Wolves and let them know we are playing for $1 million. Do you hear me knocking? Well, let me in and get locked in. Bots for the win. And in my game of the week, we have the 1-2 Paladins versus the 2-1 Ravens. Do the Paladins have what it takes to perform in this league? At 1-2, their only win was a gimme from the click. However, the Ravens need to show that they are a force to be reckoned with in this league and in this season. They are in the Southern Conference, and they are in that race for third place. Yeah, that's right. I'm counting the Shoguns and the Cyclones. And I am projecting the Ravens to finish 4-5. I think the Paladins are a bad matchup for them, but who knows which Paladins team will show up. Could go either way. However, I doubted the Ravens once, and I won't do that again. So you know what? The Paladins' ownership focus is not where it needs to be, but we'll talk about that in just a bit. I think the Ravens have this one. And on the Sunday edition of the UEL, we have the 3-time defending champs, the 4-0 Reapers, taking on the dismal 0-4 Cyclones. Will we see an Easter game repeat? My Magic 8-Ball says signs point to yes. Until I see someone prove me different, the Reapers are the team to beat in this league. And the Reapers will go 5-0. And now it's time for 5 questions. I've got questions and hopefully you've got answers. And this week's guest on 5 questions is none other than the UEL Commissioner! We'll call him Jesse, but can I call you the commish?
Sure, let's go for it.
Michael Chiklis would be proud. And little do you know at home, he's my secret stat guy. But don't tell anybody. All right, are you ready to play 5 questions?
Yeah, Logan, I'm ready to go.
All right, let's start off with a good one. Are you indeed the best Halo player in the UEL?
Oof. In years past, I would say yes. I don't play a whole lot anymore. I would say unequivocally Halos 1 through 3 in my heyday, absolutely hands down, without a doubt, yes. But today, no.
All right, so what's the number one problem with Halo in the UEL? What are the kids not doing right?
They're playing the wrong Halo first. The new Halos are too much like Call of Duty for me. But that said, they play like Call of Duty.
That's the problem. They're playing like a traditional shooter and not a Halo, right? Yes.
When you have AR pistol start, you need to be grabbing your DMRs, your BRs, and holding positions on the map. So you need to lock down areas, not go running around the whole map looking for people. If you win 1-0, it's a win. It doesn't matter what you're doing. You do not run around that map. You don't leave the power weapon spawns. Rotate based on when those weapons are coming up or when power-ups come up, and know your times.
Spoken like a true professional, by the way. I could hear the hamster wheel turning, and I almost feel like that's the beginning of your soliloquy. Your diatribe could go on. You should cast some Halo. All right, let's go on to question number 2. Now, this came up in the cast this week, and I have to ask you, is it McDonald's or Wendy's ice cream? Which do you prefer? I like a Frosty.
Go Wendy's.
Yeah, right?
I mean, let's be honest. McDonald's, you're not getting it 99% of the time. The machine doesn't work.
All right, do you know why? Do you know why? Hold on. Do you know why? Because there is only one company in the entire United States that services those machines. That's why they're never working. There is only one company. McDonald's has never cared about your ice cream enough to create its own company that services their machines. McDonald's, seriously, what were you thinking? Over 1 billion served, but not that many ice creams.
Not the ice cream, nope.
All right, do you dip your French fries in the Frosty? Yes or no?
Sometimes. I have done it. Not often, but I have done it.
All right, so have I. I'm guilty there too. French fries and ice cream, 2 of my favorite things, not necessarily combined, but the Frosty French fry thing, if you haven't tried it, do it. You might like it, I don't know. All right, question number 3. What does the UEL need to do to continue to be the best esports league in the entire world?
What we're currently doing. Just keep doing, don't sell out different than what we're currently doing, because there's no one on this planet doing anything close to what we're doing and keep the same trajectory, there's no one else that can come anywhere close. So our biggest enemy right now would be ourselves.
So really, it's a matter of staying with the status quo. Believe in what Titus has set up as the mission statement for the company and just go all steam ahead.
Yep, we just got to keep doing it. The hubs that are growing, we're expanding outside of just Virginia and having travel in, being able to hit Atlanta, Nigeria, all over the place now. It's going to be huge. And reaching out to different markets, having different people able to play that haven't been able before. Yeah, it's just going to keep spiraling upwards. It's going to be awesome.
And I completely agree with you. I'm strapped in. I am ready to take that ride. I bought the ticket. Now let's take the ride. Let's go. Question number 4. This one's going to get a smile out of you. Okay, so is it Chick-fil-A or Popeyes?
Oh, without a doubt. I don't know if you see the Chick-fil-A cow over my shoulder over there. Chick-fil-A. 100% Chick-fil-A.
Have you ever had a Popeyes?
Oh, I actually went on a trip a month or two ago down to New Orleans and went to the original Popeyes.
Ooh.
And did get a sandwich there and just see what we had. And yep, I'm still sticking with Chick-fil-A.
All right, but that's the one Elmer Lagasse started down there, right? The Popeyes that he started. No, he didn't say. No, he's a 5-star chef. He's never touched a Popeyes except probably in the bathroom while he was crying himself, right? Like you could just see an executive chef just sitting there going, why am I eating this? All right, question number 5.
We all ask that question, don't we, Logan?
Yo, I can't even eat fast food anymore. I'm way too old. There are 2 things in my life that I have aged down of. One was fighting games and the other is fast food. It's true, man. I just can't do either anymore. All right.
Not sure on that.
Question number 5. Now, at ESPN, the last time I was there, Tiki Barber and I had a conversation about the state of the NFL. And we both agree that it'll take about 25 years to happen, but the NFL will cease to exist in about 25 years' time. The reason that it will take so long is because it starts on at Pop Warner. The families, the parents, they stop putting their kids into Pop Warner. Thus, they end up playing other sports and high school and football and college. And then about 25 years down the road, there won't be enough NFL players to field the actual league. True or false? Tiki Barber's a genius.
That's a tough one.
I mean, do you agree with him? You are an ex-NFL agent. Do you agree with Tiki Barber and his summation of where the NFL is headed?
I'm going to say true with an asterisk. True in that it won't exist as we know it. I do believe there'll be some iteration of it. It's too big of a business not to survive, but what it looks like is going to be very different, I believe. 25 might be a short time frame. I think it might be a little bit longer, but I do think it'll cease to exist the way we know it. But it won't cease to exist in any form.
Yeah, I think flag football is going to be the wave of the future. You're going to see a lot more incorporated into that. We're going to get away from the XFL and more to what we see on college campuses and intramural sports, and that will become the next iteration of the NFL. Before I let you go, I need you as the commissioner of the Ultimate End Gamers League. Man, I need you to give us a little statement. Pump us up for the rest of the season, because this show this week has been all about trying to make everybody understand that they cannot be complacent, because we are playing for $1 million. So what do you have to say to the league?
Get your setups right. All that is holy in this league, I beg you, get your setups correct. I know there's some game issues, and you can't be blowing 5 timeouts and a half. You can't be putting F1 on 5 laps. We can't having all these mistakes happening right now with the league going the direction it's going. If you're not careful, if you're not doing things the right way, if you're not practicing, you're going to find yourselves out of the league very, very soon as we're expanding to these hubs. I don't want to see that. We have the best gamers on the planet. I believe that. But if you're not doing the little things right, you're not going to take care of the big things. And that's when you're going to lose your spot.
You are preaching to the choir. Hallelujah. Yes, end gamers. Be an end gamer. Know that there's 33 games on that wheel, and you are expected to touch each and every single one of them. Jesse, the commish, thank you for being here. I truly appreciate you.
Hey, you're most welcome, Logan. Thank you for having me on.
And now it's time for the blame game, baby. And it's time to play the game that you asked for, and ask and you shall receive. It's time to play the blame game. And live from the ATL, we've got the owner, the GM still, I don't know, we'll find out, and definitely the Tier 1. It is Hollywood from the Blaze, baby!
What's going on, Logan? Thanks for having me on here. My second appearance, but first time on the Blame game, so I'm excited to see what you got for me today.
And you are the second person to ever come on twice. No, you're the first person to ever be on twice, so congratulations. You've made it to the Technical Timeout Hall of Fame.
Hey, thank you.
All right, but don't thank me too quickly. Don't thank me too quickly. All right, now, this week, another tough loss. And at the end of the match, you did something that league officials have told me you've never done before. Let's check out the clip.
We also had probably some of the worst calls I've ever seen here at the league today. So we lost so many timeouts.
Dude, all right, look, normally on the Blame game, I don't allow you to blame anybody but yourself. But from where I'm standing, you're the owner, and you need to own up to it. What went wrong? Why are you blaming the officials?
Well, yeah, I would blame the official, but also we also didn't play well. So, it was definitely some preparation again. Like, some of my players aren't practicing as much as they should be. We, as players that are vets in this league, we practiced for $0 back then, and now you're getting paid minimally $400 a game, and they're not practicing as much as we were, and it definitely shows. So I would definitely say, like, yeah, the refs, the ref, he definitely trolled us in a heavy amount of games, and I wouldn't say it was biased, but definitely was not in our favor whatsoever that game. And definitely preparation from our rookies.
Wow. All right. I got to ask you, though, is it a different view from the bottom looking up? Because when you were with the Reapers, you had nothing but good vibrations for everybody in the league. Is it a little bit different now that you're in charge of the Blaze and you're trying to climb all the way up to the summit?
Nah, I'd say it's still the same. I still hold the same standards as I do on the Blaze as I did on the Reapers. I mean, obviously, rookies aren't going to be as good as top 5 players, vets at that in the league, but I'm still holding them to the standard to where they should be by now. So I want to try and, I don't want to baby them. And I want to be like, look, you are doing absolutely bad in this game, and it shows on stage. At home, you do well. On stage, you do not. So I want you to kind of break that shell to where you can play almost the same as you do at home as you do on the stage, because lately we haven't been winning, and if we do win, we won versus Cyclones and it wasn't convincing. So I mean, I'm still the same. You ask anybody on the Reapers, I would yell at them even on a win. Like when Eric was on our team, I mean, it's a
El Garto. No one knows his name is Eric.
Oh yeah, Garto, my bad. Well, formerly Munch, yeah, he trolled us in so many games before. I yelled at him even when we win the game. Like, I yell at everybody because I know they can do better than they do, and I don't want to hold them to a lower standard than I know they can be at.
All right.
They can be higher.
Speaking of doing better, you've got Lockdown now to help you get locked in, but you're still having setup issues. What are you going to do to prevent this in the future? Because this can't continue, and I know it's got to be making you nuts.
Yeah, I mean, I think some of it is just where, like, if me and Garto and Milk are in a game and Lockdown is trying to coach it for us, we have to prepare the rookies to go and set those games up properly. And I think the one game we did mess up on was Lethal League, but it was like both sides weren't, like, the controllers weren't connecting the whole time, and then it was just, it's Blaze setup, it's a timeout. I don't really know the call, but I feel like if both sides are having problems, it's kind of a technical, hold the timeout. But I'm not the ref this season. I don't know 100% the rules and what goes on with stuff. I try and know as much as I can, but...
You are an assistant game master as well, though, so you should know the rules. All right, definitive answer. Who is to blame? Is it the officials? Is it you? Is it Lockdown? Who is to blame for the Blaze right now?
Yeah, it's definitely not Lockdown. Last game, he did exactly what I asked from him. So coach, he did perfect last game. I think half our players did well, half our players did not. A big thing I would say Some of it is definitely my fault from the first half, at least. I was sending myself in on games to try and make it a 50-50 game, when in reality, I don't think we would have won it anyways. But I tried to put myself in to try and win, and that would cost us a loss and me out of rotation, which was bad. But I would say, like, I hate blaming myself because I tell everybody never to. I would say I take accountability on that, but then I do blame the ref, and always got to blame Garto, man.
Always blame Garto. You're on the trading block,
You know what? I blame
kid.
everybody. I'm not gonna lie.
He's
I
on the
blame
trading
everybody.
block.
Myself, the ref,
You're
the
going
other
to get
team,
rid of Algarto.
the production. I blame everybody.
Blame everybody. And you know why? Because it's the blame game. Thank you, Hollywood. And now it's time for my hot take. And now it's time for my hot take. Hot take is brought to you by Newhouse. Visit newhouse.com today. Use code LoganRadioRocks to save a ton of cash. Your butt will thank you in the morning. Let me ask you a question. Are you complacent? Are you good? Are you okay to meander in mediocrity? Or are the X-Gods and the Reapers just too good? I am sick and tired of hearing, we're gonna get there. Just wait and see. What good is a wait and see mentality when we are 6 weeks into the season and facing another round of free agency at the end? Have you seen the playoff pay structure? Maybe a good time to review it. I'm just saying. When is it a good time to make a trade? After you make it to the postseason? Remember, not every team is guaranteed a spot this year. So, what you gonna do? Do you have that Mamba winning mentality? Do you think Kobe woke up in the morning and thought to himself, how can I be average today? No. He woke up each and every single morning, pissed excellence, and then went outside and shot 1,000 free throws before daybreak. And he made sure to lift up his teammates and everyone around him to a higher level. Can you say the same? Look, some teams are better than others. That is just the way competition is. But if you are not actively making your team better each and every single day, ask yourself, why? Do you not like money, fame, and fortune? Then move. Get out the way. Because somewhere, Sparrow is chomping at the bit, singing, put me in, coach. I'm ready to play today. I just need to see some urgency in your steps. Show me the fiber of your fabric. So get locked in and show us that this season hasn't even started yet. Let's make a go of it, because if you don't, it could be too late. And that's my hot take. Wham, bam, thank you, gosh damn, and I don't want any of that spam. And just like that, it's gone. Like my innocence on prom night. Thank you for joining us for another great episode of Technical Timeout right here on the Ultimate Endgamers League YouTube channel. Each and every single Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern, or Atlantic if you're speedy, or 6 p.m. Pacific for those of us who live in beautiful Viva Las Vegas. And we are always available on demand, so you can take us with you. You're going on a long walk? Check out Technical Timeout. You go to the doctor's office? Check out Technical Timeout. You're going to visit your in-laws? Check out Technical Timeout. And I want to hear from you. Let me know how you feel about what I said in the comments below. Do you agree, disagree, or just wish I would go away? So be good to yourself and be kind to others. Pay it forward, play it forward. Rock like a party star, party like a rock star. Smile strong, laugh loud, and last but not least, please like, follow, and subscribe so you'll know when to keep up with us. The UEL is in full effect. Season 9, the race for $1 million continues mañana. I'll see you there. Welcome to another great fun-filled, fact-packed episode of Technical Timeout right here on the UEL YouTube channel. Week 6 is done, and Week 7 in the race for $1 million continues mañana. Well, we did see some of the lower bracket teams play better this week. I think I need to remind you all of a quote from the late, great, mean Gene Okerlund. Close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades. Boom. But there were some movers and shakers this week. Not everyone in the UEL is sailing the seas of mediocrity. Cause this ain't nothing but a G thing, baby. Two low def players, so we're crazy. UEL is the label that pays me. Unfadable, so please don't try to fade this. But back to the lecture at hand. I got one question for you, and one question only. Are you ready? Because it's time to break forth the rhythm in the rhyme. It's time to get down like a clown like Charlie Brown and turn that frown upside down. And it is time for the UEL to shine. So what do you say we get down to that UEL beatdown? I'm Logan Summit, and as you might imagine, most of my power is derived from this here mustache. It's true. And oh, by the way, in case you're wondering, I am 22-3 in my predictions this season. Not too shabby. But we'll get into that a little bit later. We've got a great show ahead of us, so let's get locked in. It's time for the week that was. Life moves pretty fast, and if you don't stop and look around, you could miss it. This week, the boss at Tekken asked the chicken boss, Kentucky Fried Chicken, to let the Colonel be an active playable character in the game. I don't know about you, but I'd rather see him in Mortal Kombat, because then you would have some crazy finishing moves, like the Colonel's 11 special herbs and spices. What is his special move gonna be? What does he take off his bolo tie and whips you with it? Finish him! And Blizzard, you know that evil video game empire with Darth Kotick at the helm? Well, they reportedly had a StarCraft, Overwatch, and Diablo adaptation games in the works. But then they decided to sue Netflix. Yep, Netflix stole their CFO, and they have gotten into a costly and lengthy legal battle, which has left those games in the lurch. Aw, did Netflix steal your girlfriend and now you're hurt? Make the games! And finally, the Hawk to a girl, Haley, is back in the news, and this time, not for anything good. She is a certified millionaire, that is true. However, she is now suing the guy who made her famous. Yeah, that's right, the guy who interviewed her on the street. She's suing that dude. He made her famous, and now she's suing him. However, even with her $1 million and Jake Paul's help, she can't get a good lawyer. Because if you look at the law, the person who owns the footage is actually the one holding the camera. Crazy as that may be, but it's true. So that's who she needs to sue. And I get it, she wants the footage. She wants to own the footage that made her famous. But she's suing the wrong person. You can take the girl out of the woods and make her the 4th biggest podcaster in the entire world. But you need to dig up Johnny Cochran. Ask Jack Doherty, because he gives 0 Fs. Or maybe Logan Paul to help. Yeah, remember Japan? And now, it's time for the champ of the chump. And now it's time for the best and the worst from the week that was. Give me those highlights. And the champ of the jump is brought to you by G Fuel. Go to gfuel.com right now and use code Logan to save yourself up to 50% off all of your G Fuel needs and wants. All the cool kids are doing it, and so should you. The champ this week goes to Jekyll. 30-20 on the season, but he showed who had the big brain on Brad in Maelstrom and made sure to secure the win for his team.
If someone on his team is counting points, you deny them a bounty, deny them a point, and you ensure that you instead die to the storm. This is what I want to see.
Yeah.
He makes sure that they don't get any more points along the line.
And the chump this week, sad face, is the bots. They used 2 timeouts to fight Billy's limited edition controller. He was making players empty their backpacks. And you know what, the entire time? It was in his own bag, baby.
Of course, we have to stop everything to ensure that his limited edition pink control. Notice, it's not just one control. It's a limited edition pink control. La Bamba took Billy's remote. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, Billy, so sad. And now it's time for issues. It's time we talk in private because I've got issues. Issues is brought to you by Newer. Visit Newer.com today. Use code Logan to save 20% off pro gear at amateur pricing. That's right, Newer.com has all of your gear to be a true content creator. Visit Newer.com and use code Logan to save big bucks, baby. It's week 7 and we still have some naughty teams out there. Let's start with the Florida Shoguns. They had setup issues. And they were losing their mind when they won their first game, which I would remind you made the score 7-1. Yep, they had just lost 7 in a row. Settle down and know your role. Both the Shoguns and the Clique didn't turn in the correct lineups for Checkmate Showdown. Do better. Even the Reapers had setup issues, but that could just be jet lag from partying in the ATL. Cat went 7-5, not the 10-1 dominant performance he showed after the long flight home from China, but still a winning record nonetheless. Cutters went to Tier 1 this week, and he showed out at 11-2 on the day, showing you that it ain't no thing but a chicken wing. The Reapers got this in the bag. Forget about all the other issues the Cyclones are facing this season. They started NCAA with 2 delay of games, and then had to FFCTR because they were trying to log in under Titus's account, and the boss said no. Well, most likely his son shut you down. How you feel about that? Meanwhile, there was no lack of trash being talked between the winless windbags and your 3-time defending champions. Rookie Intensify said Cutters can't keep up. And I ask you, keep up with what? You're 0-5 and you personally went 2-9 on the day. Shh. After a dominating performance by the Reapers in Overwatch 2, Bosif said, well played. And Ricky Rock'em Sock'em Robot's retort was, nah, we destroyed you. It must be nice to live at 50-10 like Ricky, but as he'll tell you, he's simply the greatest. I mean, he did take out Silver in Tekken. Does anyone still think that was a solid trade? However, we may have found the chink in the Reaper's armor, though, and it is strategy games. But from my lips to Cat's ears, and you know they will be practicing, like in any competition, there are 2 sides to every story, and the killer proved his namesake in the finals. Snappy had a sick double nade kill at the end of Halo, looking very much like the champ runner-up this week. The Reapers had a flawless round in Valorant, which is just sad. I mean, we are a pro league. Well, sad if you're the Cyclones. Hey, Rez, you are a true artist in Dead by Daylight. It was fun to watch, and Hollywood called it in the chat. He said, Rez as killer equals a win, and he wasn't wrong. Gurrens had a Tekken takeover, and the Paladins have Need for Speed on lock with one of the fastest wins ever. Now, Strix may be having a tough season at 19-24. However, he dominated in Mortal Kombat 1 and had an 8-4 day. Hopefully, that trend will continue. I am Herb, clutched up MK1, showing that when the team needs him, he's got your back. I did love to see the Cyclones taking some caster coaching and using the same skins in Fortnite. Skins equal wins, baby. And oh, Mr. B, don't kill your own team. Thought you got away with it this week, didn't you? I see you. Besides being an MVP contender, Jekyll showed what it means to be a true endgamer by taking Jected rivals by a mile, causing Speedy to invent vernacular. Jekyll is now known as Jectal. The 3rd anarchist stepped out from his coaching position to take the Tier 7 spot on short notice. But did it help? Well, that remains to be seen. And the Ravens need to be asking themselves, should Wonk be playing this season? We talked off camera, and she was surprised that I didn't ask her why she wasn't playing this season. But I told her I suspected that she didn't want to play this season and wanted to let her players figure it out for themselves. But it may be time to dust off the controller and get in the game. And finally, Pizza Man did not play this week because he was sick. And I just wanted to say, get well, Pizza Man. We will see you next week. And now it's time to make some predictions. Now it's time to break out the old Magic 8 Ball and make some predictions. I am currently 22-3 this season. And in our Thursday matchup, we see the 1-3 Paladins facing off against Billy and the 4-1 Bots. The Paladins went perfect in setups last week, so if they can do it, so can you. Look, this is a matchup of strength versus strength. They're both big in fighting, but the Paladins must win for playoff hope, and they will need to fix their issues with shooters to get there. Could the Paladins catch Billy and the Bots sleeping? Well, the Bots look like they're going to take the second playoff spot in the Southern Conference, but the Ravens are right there, and they will need Mordecai to get back to their winning ways as they finished with a dismal 3-8 record this week after going 17-3 in the previous 2 weeks. I expect that the Bots will reign supreme. On Friday, we have my match of the week and my upset of the week. The 1-2 Blaze versus the 3-1 Ravens. This may decide the third spot in the Southern Conference. Blaze have a much easier schedule remaining, but they are a game back in the loss column to the Ravens. So if the Blaze lose, they'll basically be 3 games back. If the Ravens lose, they'll find themselves tied in the loss column and losing the tiebreaker. They also have a much harder schedule for the rest of the season. The Ravens were without Wong as she was living it up in the ATL with Ludacris. Hopefully having her experience and acumen will help the Ravens realize that this is a game they cannot afford to lose. I believe if Hollywood and the Blaze are going to show up this season, it needs to happen this week. This is a must win, and I believe Hollywood will have his team ready to do battle. I think the Blaze will show out and show the Ravens and the league that they are not to be counted out this season. On the Saturday edition of the UEL, we've got the 2-2 Click squaring off against the 0-5 Cyclones. Look, Chicken Tech cherry-picked his team, but the Click will need to lean on their Tier 5 standout and only champion Jekyll to keep this team on track towards a playoff spot. Will the Click choose to sit Carnage once again as he has the worst winning percentage on the team? While the Cyclones continue to struggle, with Bosif saying about the Reapers game, I quote, "We only lost by half their points, which is insane." That is a defeatist attitude for sure. They need to practice shooters, which they are 6-23 on the season, and racing games where they are struggling to find the pavement at 7-16 this year. I believe the Click have what it takes to send the Cyclones back to the drawing board and have them using their tiers to salt their fiery Cheeto. The Click got this one. And on the Sunday edition of the UEL, we find the bottom of the barrel, the 0-3 Wolves, facing off against the #1 team in the South. And they're looking so fresh and so clean at 4-0. As the Wolves have shown some grit, it may be a case of too little, too late, as they still have the Click and the Reapers on their schedule this season. The playoffs do not look likely. And this one should be a straight decimation of the pack to set them back to 0-4 while they ask their mamas, where did it all go wrong? The X-Gods got this one in the bag. And now it's time for 5 questions. I've got questions and hopefully you've got answers. This week, my guest is none other than the 30-20, right now Tier 5 for the Click. His name's Jekyll, but they changed his name this week to Jektel. Hey, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing great, Logan. Thank you for having me on.
Well, it's my pleasure to have you here. The way that you've been playing, literally, I said, I need to talk to this man because, look, you've got the best record on your team. But let's get to question number 1. Who besides yourself is in the hunt for the MVP this season? Because I see you got to be in the conversation. But who else do you see out there in the MVP search?
In the current MVP search, you're going to always have people like, you're going to have Kat, you're going to have Billy. Their names are always going to be in consideration. But a name that I would want to throw out is going to be, honestly, I'm going to throw out Bosif. Bosif has had basically been thrust into a Tier 1 position on a rebuilding Cyclones team and has taken charge. He has done everything right. And now the team just needs to follow up and and back him up so they can start winning some games.
Well, I know Boseef's going to love hearing that. Somewhere at home right now, can you hear that? That's Boseef cheering right now. Yeah, they dropped me on technical timeout. He's totally stoked about it.
Yes, sir.
All right, question number 2. Casters brought this up. I don't know who doesn't feed these casters, but they're always talking about food. And I have the perfect answer to this question, which, by the way, I think is a pretty lame question. But since they brought it up, I have to bring it up to you. Is a hot dog a sandwich?
I really dislike that you asked me this question because no, it is not a sandwich. I understand it is a piece of bread that goes around, but it is not a sandwich. A sandwich is 2 individual slices of bread with meat in the middle.
All right.
That is a sandwich. A hot dog bun is together.
All right, so I beg to differ, and this is my explanation for you. This is my explanation.
All right, I'm ready.
All right, a hot dog is a sandwich like Kleenex is facial tissue. Kleenex is a type of facial tissue like a hot dog is a type of sandwich. Oh, yeah! Oh, yeah! Oh, I think I hit that out of the park. Come on.
I think that is a good response to it, but I don't think that's enough to convince me just yet. I still think a hot dog isn't a sandwich.
All right, fair enough. We'll let you have your opinions. It's a very subjective question, but this one may not be. Look, your owner is watching this show right now, okay?
Yep.
And I need you to look into the camera, and I need you to tell him what tier you should be playing at.
This is a question I do not want to have to answer. And I'm gonna be completely straight with you, Lewis. I love you. The tier I should be playing at is whatever tier gives the team the best chance to win. I'm not gonna be out here saying I should be tier 1, tier 2, whatever it is. It's whatever puts the team in the best position to win. That is where I go.
Well, you took a big pay cut so that Chicken Tech could put this team together. You guys aren't having the season that I think you'd like to have, but you, my friend, 30-20, best record on the team.
Yes.
I'm just saying tier 5 may be a little bit too far in the back of the bus from where I'm sitting.
I've had several people come up and tell me that. I'm sitting here completely fine with it right now. I'm still working my way through college, and I'm helping the team win by taking that pay cut. I'm okay with it.
All right. Question number 4. Now, you said you are still in college currently. What are the skills that you have learned from being a pro gamer in the UEL that have transferred over to your scholastic studies?
Honestly, being able to process information on the fly, being able to, so I'm a history major, being able to read a primary source document and able to digest and understand portions of it and then be able to regurgitation from understanding information has translated well from video games to the classroom.
And you know what? You'll love to see it because, when we were coming up, when I was coming up back in the day when I was a teenager with just a little bit of gold in a pager, look, I used to read Word Up magazine and the teachers would say, you'll never learn or go anywhere from playing video games. Well, video games are here. They are here to stay. Question number 5.
They're here.
Look, you are the only champion on your team and you did that with the likes of the Reapers. So I've got a question for you. You've got Hollywood. You've got Cat. They are hanging on by their fingertips on a ledge, and you can only save one. Who do you save?
I don't. I think I save Cat. I think I save Cat, and here's my reasoning for saving Cat. Hollywood, you are a great dude. Love you to death. But I save Cat because, one, he has more life ahead of him doing stuff for the UEL, doing things, being that ambassador. And Hollywood's probably going to be able to hold on longer than Cat. So I can pull Cat up and maybe someone else can grab Hollywood before he falls. That's my reasoning.
Well, I'm going to see both of them in just a little bit because they are in town with Titus. And I will let them know which of them you want to save and which of them you will let fall to their death. All right.
Sounds good to me.
That was a lot of fun. Thank you so much for being here, Jekyll. I appreciate YOU. And now it's time for the blame game, baby. You ask for it, and ask and you shall receive. Each and every single week, we pick a player from the league or a GM or an owner and make them blame somebody. Well, this week we're going to do it a little bit different because I've got a different type of player on the show. It is none other than the greatest player in the UEL. Trust me, he'll tell you in just a second. Oh, and he's on the Reapers, and he is a 3-time champion. Ricky Rock'em Sock'em Robots, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, it is my pleasure to have you. Now, normally we would play a clip and you would have to blame somebody on your team for whatever the badness that happened in said clip. But this week, Ricky, no. Nothing bad about you. The first player in the UEL to go 50-10. Show me that success.
Ricky Rockham, he won the finals of this game. He's been in high pressure situations. That's why he can wear a smile on his face, because at the end of the day, if you talk to Ricky, I guarantee you, if you ask him, he will give you a statement.
Oh, Ricky, you're so fun. You blow my mind. Hey, Ricky. Yo, that was just you getting down like a clown like Charlie Brown and definitely turning your frown upside down. I have to ask you, as one of the most successful players in the UEL who can't even get a driver's license yet, who do you blame for your success?
Look, it's either two people. There's only two people that are to blame. Myself and Damien, the cat. Because at the start of the team, it was just Baba Yaga. It was just me and him, basically. Only good two people. But now, we got more people, more players to play. And now, I'm the GOAT, basically. I play every game except sports games. Do not put me in a sports game, except Roller Champions. But to blame, it's either me and Damien all the way. No one else is doing Jack Dilly.
All right, so you're going to say that the Damien, a.k.a. the cat, he really helped you in this league get to where you are?
Yes, because he built the team up basically by himself. He's one of the best, probably is the best coach in the league, and he's also one of my best friends.
Aw, that's awesome. Yo, the Reapers have such a tight-knit community. I almost feel like you're the reason that there are no trades, because we all know we're going back into free agency at the end of the season, and I think people aren't trading because they want to build a team and a community like the Reapers, and they are trying to take what that gold standard that you've created for the UEL and parried it. And you know what? I don't know if you can strike gold twice. Can anybody beat the Reapers this year, or is it a four-peat all the way?
This season,
yeah,
nobody is coming close to beating us. I'm not gonna lie. Since the team switched around, Karma was the only New Moon Eclipse. I don't even know what they are now, but they were the only people who stood a chance against us. Now they're all split apart. No one's winning. It's about to be a wash in the finals.
All right, so I'm calling it right now. January 18th, we're going to see the Reapers versus the X-Gods. Tell me how that plays out, Ricky.
Yeah, I've been hearing the X-Gods are the best. I've been watching them. You know, they're doing pretty good, but they're not coming close to us. Our team is stacked. And by the end of the season, I'm about to know way more games than I do now. So the whole team's going to learn way more games. So it's over for them.
Well, with a 50-10 record, congratulations. You are by far rocking the league. Oh my gosh. Ricky Rock'em Sock'em Robots, thank you for being my guest on the Blade Game today.
Hey, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Oh, no, my pleasure. And now it's time for my hot take. Hot Take is brought to you by Newhouse. Visit newhouse.com today and use code LoganRadioRocks to save a little bit of that do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do on your next home decor, office decor, gaming chair. Don't buy them. Use an office chair. You think big bosses sit in gaming chairs? Nah. They sit in office chairs, and you should too. Go to newhouse.com. Use code LoganRadioRocks. All right. This week on Hot Take, let's talk about learning, because the league is obviously learning. The bottom of the bracket is moving closer to the top, but I need to remind you of this week's theme. Mean Gene Okerlund said, close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades. So let's talk about some of the lessons I learned while working at the worldwide leader in sports. Come early and be over-prepared. Jennifer Lopez has one of my favorite quotes of all time. She says, I feel my sexiest on stage when I am my most prepared. And I have never shown up for a sports or esports event and thought to myself after the fact, wow, I really over-prepared for that one. Being on time is late. Yeah, I was screwed out of a job because I was late 7 minutes twice to 2 meetings. I know, you're thinking, why did you come 7 minutes late to the second meeting? Well, I didn't mean to, but I was late twice, and it was 7 minutes each time. And I'll tell you what, I now come to everything 7 minutes ahead of time, and I consider that on time. And you should too. Now I want to tell you about a lesson that the late, great Stuart Scott taught me. Act like you've been here before, kid. So for the very first time, I was checking into Mohegan Sun as a celebrity in a celebrity golf tournament. And this is like 20 years ago. They gave me and my girlfriend $500 in cash to spend in the casino. Now, I don't know what the look on our face must have been, but I got a hand on the shoulder and a whisper in the ear. And that whisper was from Stuart Scott. And he said, act like you've been here before, kid. That's right. Act like you belong there. And then you do. Go all in on yourself, because no one else is going to do it for you. Look, I didn't move 2,700 miles from Connecticut to Las Vegas to say no to opportunity. I say yes to opportunity, and I win. Each and every single time you say yes to something new, you are putting yourself out there. You are becoming a bigger and better person for it, and I believe in you. Never let anybody tell you what you can't do. It is up to you to show them what you can do, because it is about you. This is your movie. It's no one else's. You are the main character, the director, the editor. It's all on you. So go all in on yourself, and it is up to you to show everyone around you what you can do. And remember, I believe in you. You just got to believe in yourself. And that's my hot take. And just like that, it's over. Time flies when you're having fun. That was quicker than a June bug on a hot tin roof. I have no idea what that means, and neither should you. But thank you for joining us right here on the Ultimate Endgamers YouTube channel. You can catch a new episode each and every single Wednesday night at 6 p.m. Pacific. That is 9 p.m. Atlantic if you're speedy, but Eastern for everybody else. Tomorrow, the race for $1 million continues, and we have a great week of action ahead of us. So get locked in, get strapped in. It's gonna be a bumpy ride as those teams try to rise up from the bottom and take those teams from the top. But the teams at the top, they're like, we are king of the hill, baby. We're gonna knock you down because we don't clown around. I am Logan Summit. This was Technical Timeout. Be good to yourself and be kind to others. Pay it forward, play it forward. Rock like a party star, party like a rock star. Smile strong, laugh loud, and last but not least, please like, follow, and subscribe so you'll know when we'll be back. Thanks for being here. We'll see you tomorrow for that hot UEL action. Get pumped up.